Hi, I'm Stephen Keefe, Managing Partner and COO of Parkway Automotive Group. It's a fall Friday night in Santa Clarita, and that can only mean one thing: high school football. For fans, it's entertainment, but for the players, it's so much more. The years of hard work and preparation will play out on one of the last great gladiatorial arenas. Each member enters the gridiron, dressed for battle, searching for that moment of glory that lasts forever. It's a place where boys become men, heroes become legends, and teams become champions. It's time for football, Santa Clarita. Are you ready?
From Harry Welch Stadium, SCV TV presents the Parkway Motors Game of the Week as the Trinity Classical Academy Knights take on the Santa Clarita Christian Cardinals. Hi everybody, thanks for joining us here on SCV TV. I'm Dave Caldwell along with Cesar Aravallo. It's the Faith Bowl in front of us. The first time these two teams have played against each other as 11-man teams. But Cesar, there is a problem with Trinity. They've only got 17 healthy bodies to suit up.
It's going to be pretty tough for them to compete against SCCS, an established 11-man team with only 17 bodies. They're playing Ironman football against a really tough team.
Well, let's talk about the Santa Clarita Christian Cardinals. They're led by a terrific quarterback, Tristan Miller, over 1,700 yards, #1 in the East Valley Division. He is just continuing on what Jonathan Saavedra did last year, setting all kinds of passing records.
Just leading the division, not senior leadership, but upper division leadership. Can't say enough about how well he spreads the ball around. There are 2 receivers with over 400 yards, another 5 receivers with over 200 yards. It's just going to be, run and gun tonight. Jacob
Moss, the leading receiver in the division, and it's no surprise why. Now, let's go over to the other side of the ball for the Knights. Trinity Classical Academy, since they only have 17 players suited up for tonight, it's a full-depth squad, seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, so senior leadership is important. You touched on it a moment ago, and Ian Caddo is probably the guy. Both ways, the leading tackler on defense, and as a tight end on offense, the leading receiver.
Ian Caddo is the guy. I mean, any sport, any male sport at Trinity Classical, Ian Caddo's name is going to be called during that game. The offense starts with him. The defense starts with him. The game is just going to really be the Ian Caddo show for Trinity.
It is a huge game tonight. The Masters College has pulled out all the stops. Huge tailgating party out on the parking lot before this game. So this is a good one. Settle in. Here we go. SCV TV presents the Parkway Motors Game of the Week as the Trinity Classical Academy Knights take on the Santa Clarita Christian Cardinals. Kickoff right after this. Well, it is a spectacular night for high school football here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The sun has just set. The temperature, it's been a hot day here, Cesar.
Very hot day.
But it's going to cool down nicely. The opening ceremonies are over, and we're ready to get started with some great high school football. We have a third member of our broadcast team with us tonight. Let's welcome Alexis Williams to the team. Alexis, what have you got for us?
Thanks, Dave. I talked to SCCS head coach Garrick Mossy for the game. He said his strategy going into tonight is just to use their motto, about us, about their style of football, how they pass, how they run, and how they defend. He also gives credit to their passing game from the strength of their O-line. Now, on the other side of the ball, we have the Trinity Knights by head coach Les Robinson. He says his goal tonight is to just try to stop SCCS passing game any way he can. He also did confirm that every injury he has out tonight will be out for the remainder of the season. This will cause them to play Ironman football for the remainder of the season. That's all we have tonight. I'm excited for the game. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Alexis. So Billy Latch kicks it off. And a return for Trinity by Caden Cope. Caden's not even going to get to the 20-yard line. And that's where not much of a return. That's where the Trinity Knights will take over behind Tyler Lee, their sophomore quarterback, 6'1", 181-pounder, all league from a year ago. He's completed 63% of his passes for 807 yards, 9 touchdowns, and an interception. Caden Culp is his all-state running back in the backfield. Cam Adams, Kobe Schaefer, Sumner Howell are the wideouts. Ian Caddo is the tight end. Michael Nasrallah, Jordan Thomas, Hobbs Christopher, Trey Christopher, yes, they are brothers, and Luke Masters, a freshman, starting at right tackle. This is going to be Caden Culp, and Culp is going to go right up the middle. Culp should have enough for a first down. An 11-yard run right up the middle. The defense now for Santa Clarita Christian. Tommy Shields, Daniel Stolt, Brandon Phillips, Riley Petit are the defensive linemen. The linebackers, Logan Eagle, Brody DeRevere, Luke Arona. Blake Orth and Caden Brenner are the corners. Jacob Moss and Tyler Kalinsky are the safeties. Blake Orth with 3 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown already this year. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. This is Lee getting some pressure. Rolling, moving, he's going to get across the 30-yard line. And so Tyler Lee, the young sophomore, making something positive happen that could have been a disaster.
Absolutely. And the first thing that you should note from this game, Trinity has athletes. Their offensive line is big, and they're matching up really well with SCCS's defensive line right now, kind of dictating the pace of the game very early on.
That offensive front with 3 seniors, a sophomore and a freshman. They average 6'1", 221. The defensive front averaging 193 pounds for SCCS. On 2nd down and 7. The toss going to come to the near side. Lee's going to complete his pass. Short gain on the play. Cam Adams, just a freshman, 5'2", 120 pounds. He's got some room to grow.
That's a tough little kid, I'll tell you right now, because he just took a lick, popped up, ran right back into the huddle. He's ready for the next play.
Cam Adams comes into the game with 9 receptions, 82 yards, and a touchdown. It will set up 3rd down. It was just a 2-yard pickup on the play. 3rd down, call it 5 for the Knights. Their opening possession of this Faith Bowl. High snap, but Lee brings it down. Rolls to his left. The throw incomplete, trying to get it into his big tight end, Ian Caddo. Coverage on the play for Santa Clarita Christian, provided by Tyler Kolinsky, the safety, 6 foot, 175-pounder. 4th down.
5 at the 33-yard line.
And the punting unit's going to come on for Trinity. And the quarterback, Tyler Lee, is the punter.
That could be dangerous considering they're already playing 11 men.
And it's a very high short kick, comes off the right side of his foot. It's not even going to get to the 50-yard line. We're going to put it out at the Trinity 47-yard line.
Great field position for SCCS's attacking air attack right now.
And you say air attack. Boy, they do air it out. 1,846 yards passing, just 350 rushing. And, of course, Tristan Miller, transferred here from Texas.
Right, apparently played 6A ball in Texas as a JV team with 105 players on it.
Yeah.
That's big league high school football in Texas right there.
Tristan Miller has completed 62% of his passes, 1,750 yards, 26 touchdowns against just 7 interceptions. We've only played 5 games, have the Cardinals, and already those kind of numbers, that's season kind of numbers.
Those are video game numbers.
Brody DeRevere is going to go right up the middle. He's going to cross the 35, get down to the 34-yard line. DeRevere, all league from a year ago, the 5'10", 185-pound senior, comes in as the leading rusher, 265 yards and 6 touchdowns on the ground.
First down for the Cardinals. 1st and 10.
We'll set the rest of the starting lineup in just a second. From the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Miller, incomplete, trying to get his pass to Michael Uribe. So Jacob Moss, Caden Brenner, Tyler Kolinsky, and Michael Uribe are the starting wideouts. The linemen, Riley Petit, Tanner Matilla, David Webb, Lance Legault, and Brandon Phillips. This group, 4 seniors and a junior, so a lot of experience on this offensive front. They average 210 pounds. 2nd down and 10 from the 35. Miller rolling to his right. He's going to complete his pass on the far side. That's going to be Kolinsky with the catch. Kolinsky comes into the game with 19 catches and 5 touchdowns on the year.
Part of that great passing attack by SCCS. Interestingly enough, Trinity's doing a good job of pressuring the quarterback. They've rattled his cage a little bit very early on.
We'll set that defense here in just a second. 3rd down and 7 for the Cardinals. This time Miller is under center, or excuse me, in the shotgun. Looking across the middle, he's going to complete his pass. This is Caden Brenner, the sophomore, looking for the end zone, touchdown! Caden Brenner, his team high 11th touchdown of the year.
His numbers, considering we're going into game 6.
Caden Brenner comes in as the 2nd leading receiver with 32 receptions on the year, 465 yards, and now with 11 touchdowns. Billy Latch in to try the extra point, and he is going to split the uprights. 8:52 to play in the 1st quarter, and Santa Clarita Christian, team that's 4-1, strikes first.
This is such a nice little slant pattern underneath. The safeties had bailed out with the deep threats, and he just caught it and ran it. Knew exactly where he was going to be.
The Cardinals in their 4th year of 11-man football. Garrick Moss is the head coach in his 14th year as the head coach, but he is starting to surround himself. There we see him like the beard on the left side of the screen there. He got his back to us right now. He's also the baseball coach. He has won CIF championships in 8-man football. And as I said, in their 4th year of the transition.
Transition to 11-man. They've done a very nice job building their preseason schedule, joining a very competitive league that really sets them up nicely for the playoffs.
San Joaquin League is the league that the Cardinals are in. So Billy Latch has it teed up. And once again, this is going to be Caden Culp. He's going to take it from the 4-yard line. Culp is going to weave his way through the middle. He crosses the 25 and will be brought down at the 22-yard line. Well, we talked about how for the Santa Clarita Christian Cardinals, this is their 4th year of 11-man football. Trinity in their 1st year of 11-man football, 2 years removed from a CIF championship.
Right, and they...
In 8-man, I'm sorry, in 8-man, yeah.
In 8-man. They are also making a very nice transition, having a very successful preseason right now, although they are starting to feel some of the effects of playing a much more difficult schedule with 4 players out for the season. Absolutely true, and that's exactly what Alexis Williams mentioned when she spoke with Les Robinson, that those 4 players, it is out for the year. So 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. A little mix-up, but here comes Culp, and Culp is going to cross the 30. And he'll get to the 31-yard line. Something out of nothing. It looked like he could have been dropped in the behind the line of scrimmage, but really did a nice job picking up the ball. Actually, I think that was Ian Caddo running the ball from the backfield. An interesting story with Caddo, of course. Caddo, the one who last year in that double overtime victory for Trinity in basketball hit that off-balance crazy 3-pointer at Santa Clarita Christian to win at 77-75 for the Knights. Now this is Culp, and Culp is going to battle his way to the 35-yard line, a pickup of 4 yards on the play. But as you were mentioning about Ian Caddo, you had talked about he is such a tremendous athlete. His grades are fantastic, so it's no surprise that both Princeton and the Naval Academy are interested in this young man as an athlete. And I think he'd be a great fit. He just seems to be a great character kid, has a great work ethic, and then to add on top of that, multi-sport, multiple accolades in each sport. He's just a great kid.
3rd down and 3. Here's Lee. Intercepted. This is Kalinsky. And Kalinsky is going to be brought down at the 41-yard line. 1st interception of the year for Tyler Kalinsky.
A very nice job by Kalinsky to get up in the air to go after that ball.
Tyler Lee, just his 2nd interception. That one, I think he was trying to get it to Caddo, but that one just sailed on him, and Kalinsky back there playing center field.
Just a little bit high, and Caddo's a big kid, but I don't think he's that big. So Kalinsky again getting up in the air to bring that one down.
Great field position once again for Santa Clarita Christian. This is their 2nd drive. The first one also started on the Trinity side of the field, and this pass incomplete, as Miller is intending his pass for Caden Brenner.
Looked like a mix-up in the route. Brenner went one way and quarterback thought he was going another.
After night 41.
We talked about how the Cardinals have thrown for 1,800 yards, 27 touchdowns, a rush for only 350 yards. And it's interesting that Miller, the quarterback, is the second leading rusher on the team. He has 34 yards.
34.
34.
Not 134, 34.
Right. That was Brody DeRevere, as DeRevere is able to get to the 36-yard line, a pickup of 5 on the play. Of course, DeRevere is the leading running rusher with 265 yards and 6 touchdowns.
He runs tough. Got a few yards after contact on this last play.
3rd down and 5 for the Cardinals. This time Miller is going to send 3 receivers to the far side, 2 on the near. The blitz is coming. Miller getting chased. He's going to float one up. It's going to be caught. Brenner, he's got the 1st down. He's inside the 25. Flag is down, though, back at the line of scrimmage. So our first opportunity to see referee John Moore.
Right in the area of a holding, especially on that scramble.
And that's exactly what it is. Coach Arevalo, spot on once again. John Moore is our referee. Jonathan King is the umpire. Randy Bergman, our head linesman. Anthony Rodarte, the line judge. And Alan Crone is the back judge.
Brenner doing a nice job helping his quarterback out, coming back to help him out. And he totally did. Miller just floated it.
Brenner, 5'10", 175-pound sophomore. He's averaging 14.5 yards every time he catches the football. Sophomore. So after the penalty, it's going to repeat 3rd down. They're going to take it back 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which was the 36-yard line. So it's going to set up 3rd down and 15 for the Cardinals. DeRevere is in the backfield. Blitz is coming. DeRevere stays in to block. Miller getting chased. He's going to throw it. He's going to complete it. This is Jacob Moss. Moss cuts back inside. He's going to be very close to the 1st down. Depending on where they spot it, they're spotting it at the 31-yard line. That's exactly where he needed to go for the 1st down.
That's a great job by Miller to avoid that sack. He was pressured from multiple directions. Still managed to dump it off. And then Moss did a great job avoiding that 1st tackle to get to the 1st down.
Moss, the #1 receiver in the East Valley Division, as DeRevere is going to take the ball, and he'll get nowhere, maybe a yard or 2. Cameron Adams, that freshman, 5'2", 120-pounder. He is playing big-time football right now.
Yes, he is.
Loss of a yard on the play. Cameron Adams, 2nd on the team in tackles with 41. 3 tackles for loss as well. That's his 4th tackle for loss, as there was a loss of 1 on the play.
Wow.
5'2", 120-pound freshman. Here's
That's a
Miller
tough kid.
going deep over the middle, incomplete. Trying to get it to Kalinsky.
Just a little bit overthrown again right there, and that may be the tail of the tape for tonight. Seems to be floating the ball a little bit, just not exactly as accurate as he has been in his previous games.
Tristan Miller now is 3 for 5 for 50 yards, and he does have the 32-yard touchdown strike to Brenner. And that's the difference in this game. 3rd down and 11, 5:44 to play in the 1st quarter. The Cardinals with their 2nd possession of the game. Junior quarterback Tristan Miller in the shotgun, thrown to the near side, knocked away. Kobe Schaefer, the 6'1 junior, able to knock that ball away, incomplete.
Schaefer did a great job playing center field right there. It looks like Miller, again, not quite there on the touch, tried to drop that ball in, and it came a little bit short. Schaefer just knocked it out of the air.
So there, Garrett Moss, a decision time for him. Billy Latch is 0 for 1 on the season, kicking the ball. This would be probably close to a 50-yarder, about a 49-yarder. So on 4th and 11, he says, let's go for it from the Trinity 32. Empty backfield, 4-man rush. Miller throwing, completing his pass. Michael Uribe, his first reception tonight. The 5'10 sophomore has enough for the first down.
Impressive to me that Uribe went up in between 2 or 3 defenders to bring that ball down.
Tristan Miller has 4 completions. Here we see it again.
Sharp, yeah, defender right on him. He just went up and grabbed it, and they knew exactly where they needed to be to get that first down.
4 receptions to 4 different receivers for Tristan Miller. 1st and 10 from the 20. This is Moss. And Moss is going to get out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Ian Caddo with the tackle, a 3-yard pickup for Moss. His second catch.
Miller and his receivers really seem to have a good rapport, good connection. They seem to know exactly where they should be. We've had one play where it looked like a receiver may have run the wrong route, or Miller expected him to go somewhere else, but otherwise, they're very precise in their routes.
Jazz Anderson, the offensive coordinator for the Cardinals, calling in the plays. Brody De Revere in as the tailback on 2nd and 7 for Santa Clarita Christian. Blitz is coming. Throw across the middle, incomplete, right off the fingertips of Jacob Moss.
Pass intended for Moss goes incomplete.
That could have been the second touchdown of the game. Both the safety and the corner had gone with the outside receivers and were in the end zone with their backs to the ball, so that could have been huge.
You know, that young man right there, Tristan Miller, transferring in from Texas, like you were saying before, played 6A football on a JV team as a sophomore, the starting quarterback that had 105 players. I mean, that's impressive. That much competition, and he was able to get the job. The throw, caught. And that's going to be Uribe, and Uribe is inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal for the Cardinals.
A little underthrown. Uribe had to come back for that ball, but a nice job, again, catching the ball in traffic.
Miller gets his play, comes up to the line of scrimmage, tells his lineman what the play is. 1st and goal from the 7. That's Moss going in motion. Miller throws, got it, touchdown, Michael Uribe. His 3rd touchdown of the year. Michael Uribe became the go-to guy on this drive. He caught 3 passes on this drive alone.
He looks really good right now. He's been the surest hands and really securing balls that were maybe a little underthrown. I think he's trying to throw in the vicinity, and Uribe is coming down with it.
Billy Latch on to try the extra point, and it is good. 4:27 to play in the 1st quarter, and the Santa Clarita Christian Cardinals leading it 14-0. Compliments of that 7-yard pass to Michael Uribe.
And that was a bullet that Miller fired to Uribe, and just in the right spot where the defender was shielded from the ball, couldn't really make a play on it. He tried, but he was coming from behind and couldn't get a ball, a hand in front to disrupt that play.
Every Monday night at 8 p.m. here on SCV TV is Inside Sports, our weekly 30-minute sports news and highlight show dedicated to covering the athletes of the Santa Clarita Valley. Whether it's high school, college, or the pros, Inside Sports will give you all the game highlights, scores, standings, and news you want, as well as feature stories introducing you to the people and teams that make the highlights happen. Every Monday night at 8 o'clock and repeating throughout the week, Inside Sports, exclusively on the only local television station for Santa Clarita, SCV TV. Billy Latch has it teed up. Caden Culp stands back with Cam Adams to receive this kick. This time it's going to be Adams. He's going to take it at the 7-yard line. And Adams is going to get hit and brought down at the 17-yard line. Tackle on the play on special teams, Tyler Polinsky.
Heard that name a few times. Already.
Brian Hickson was in on the play as well. Well, the Knights They're playing with 17 guys on the roster. They need to start to mount a charge here to get themselves right back in the game, Caesar.
They opened up their first series with a few run plays that were positive, that were gaining yards, and honestly, I think SCCS made 2 or 3 small adjustments to clean that up, and now they're having a really difficult time making positive plays.
On first down, the give is going to be right up the middle. It's going to be Caden Culp, and Culp is going to get across the 20 to call it the 24-yard line. A pickup of 6 on the play for Culp. 3 carries now, 21 yards. For the All-State junior, he was All-State last year as a sophomore for this team in 8-man football. Some of the fans that are here needs to turn a little bit to the left to watch the game. This time, Culp is going to get hit behind the line of scrimmage. And the tackle on the play for Santa Clarita Christian, Brandon Phillips, all league from a year ago, 6'2", 210-pound junior.
Good size linebacker. Unfortunately, this was Trinity and third and mid-lane. Not really where they want to be. So far, they've been much more comfortable running the ball than throwing the ball.
Loss of a yard, called 3rd and 5. Tyler Lee in the shotgun. He's going to give it to Ian Caddo. Caddo going to use the big body, should have a first down, as he's going to bull his way to the 30-yard line. A pickup of 7 on the play.
Leaned into those last 4 yards.
6'2", 210-pound senior.
That's a big ball.
He too was All-State last year as a junior. And he didn't want to play football this year.
Really?
We'll talk about that here in just a second. Caddo's in the slot on the near side. 1st and 10 for the Knights. It's going to be a give to Culp, and he is not going to go anywhere as he goes right into the teeth of the defense. Yeah, Les Robinson had to talk him into it. He said, I don't think I want to do it. You know what? If I do come back, I don't want to play on offense. I want to hit people, is what he told Les Robinson.
Well, he's got the best of both worlds because he's starting on both sides of the ball.
And he is the leading receiver with 17 receptions and 393 yards.
Not a surprise at all. At all. He could be Bugs Bunny. He could be throwing the ball to himself at this point.
2nd down, call it 10. Lee getting chased, and Lee is going to go down.
Nice job by SCCS's defensive end.
Tommy Shields, just looking at the number, yeah, Tommy Shields, another sophomore, his 3rd sack of the year, team high for the Cardinals.
He did a great job staying home, and really Miller ran right to Lee, ran right to him, and was able to make the tackle. It was a sack.
Loss of 11.
And a really uncomfortable spot for Trinity.
Ball back to the 19-yard line, 3rd and 21. High snap, Lee brings it down. He's going to give it to Culp, and Culp is going to get maybe 3 yards, and that's going to be it. It'll set up 4th down for the Knights. And once again, right there, Tommy Shields, 54, right there in your screen, making the stop.
Very conservative call for 3rd and 17. Maybe just looking for a little bit more breathing room for the punting squad.
So 4th down, and Tyler Lee set to kick the ball away. Luke Arona stands back at midfield to accept this punt. The first 2 possessions of this first quarter for the Cardinals have both been inside the 50-yard line. Lee needs a good punt right here, and he's going to not get it. As it goes off the side of his foot, takes a good bounce, and it will roll into the Cardinals' territory, and it'll be down at the 45-yard line. 34 seconds to play in the first quarter, and it's been all Cardinals. They've had the ball twice, and they have been led by their junior quarterback, Tristan Miller, who is now 7 of 11 with 82 yards and a pair of touchdowns in this first quarter.
He looks really good, and he's getting a lot of help by sure-handed receiving corps. His throws aren't exactly perfect. They're not right on target, but they're close enough for his receiving corps because they're hauling him in.
Chaz Anderson is the offensive coordinator, former quarterback, and Jonathan Saavedra, as we have flags stopping this play. Jonathan Saavedra, the quarterback from last year, record-setting quarterback, by the way, is also in helping the quarterback. So I'll tell you what, Tristan Miller's got some fantastic coaches helping him develop.
You know, Coach Moss talked about creating family and creating a community, and the number of players that come back to help out is a testament to that.
5 yards back on the penalty. 1st and 15 now for the Cardinals. Three receivers on the far side for Miller. Sets up, has the time to throw. Knocked away. What a play defensively by Matt Stratton, 5'8", 170-pound freshman.
Wow.
Cornerback.
That's a very football smart play. Had the opportunity for the attempt at the interception, but instead knocked the ball out of the air.
Stratton 3rd on the team in tackles with 27 tackles.
They're very young and very impressive for a young group of kids playing varsity football.
2nd down and 15. Moss. Intercepted in Caddo. It's a foot race. Caddo sees nothing but green in front of him, and he's gone.
And we talked about it early on. Offense starts with Caddo, defense starts with Caddo. He makes a great play on an underthrown ball to disrupt from the receiver, bobbles it a bit, and continues to run and puts it in for the score.
Approximately 50 yards, because I was watching him. If he caught it or not, I couldn't see exactly where he caught the ball when he intercepted it.
He juggled it for a few yards before he got control of that. But really, he ran away from the offense.
Right.
Ran away. There was no one near him when he crossed the end line.
The Knights are going to go for 2. Lee getting some pressure. He's going to throw it high. Too high, incomplete. And so the 2-point conversion is no good. But with 11.9 seconds, approximately a 50-yard interception return for a touchdown, and the Knights are on the board.
You can see it was
That's 45 yards.
Underthrown a little bit through the receiver's hands, and that just takes off.
You can see what kind of an athlete he is.
I was about to say, for a big kid, he really does have good speed. And this could be the spark that Trinity needs to really feel like they can compete in this game.
Good point. Very good point. Well, every weekday night, you can get caught up in all the news affecting the Santa Clarita Valley with SCV News Break, a 5-minute newscast presented by AM 1220 KHTS and SCV TV. At the top of every hour, you'll get the top stories from your valley, plus sports, weather, and entertainment, all in just 5 minutes. SCV News Break, weeknights at the top of every hour on SCV TV, local television for Santa Clarita. So Tyler Lee, Mr. Everything, quarterback, punter, is going to kick off. And back to receive, Brenner and Moss standing at their own 15-yard line. This is going to be Moss as he's going to go back to the 8. Moss is across the 30, still on his feet to 35, weaving his way through, and he'll be brought down at the 37-yard line.
Moss on the return for
Worst
the Cardinals.
field possession tonight for the Cardinals.
And it's not really bad. This could be an interesting drive for SCCS. I almost feel like Trinity poked the bear one time too many, and now really SCCS is going to put the just gas it. They're really going to go high flying. We're really going to see them push the ball upfield, go vertical.
Tristan Miller, 7 of 13 so far in this first quarter. A pair of touchdowns and interception, plus 82 yards. And with 2.5 seconds to go in the first quarter, Trinity calls a timeout.
I think they didn't have the right personnel.
Well, we talked about at the very beginning that the the Knights started the season with 21 players, and that's after recruiting big number 13 there right in the middle of your screen. Wasn't going to play football, so it was going to be 20, got 21. But injuries happening off the field have limited them to 17 players, and that's tough when you're playing 11-man football. Everybody's playing.
Absolutely, and everybody is vital. You can't have one player go down. So I'm virtually guaranteeing that we're having Trinity players right now play through some pain, play through some injuries.
Well, let's send it down to our sideline. Alexis Williams with the report. Alexis?
Hi, Dave. Thank you. I just talked to Coach Robinson right now, and he says there is a fire underneath their team, but his main goal is to still try to stop the SCCS pass play. And he says, unfortunately, right now, all his big pass stoppers are hurt and on the sideline. So he says it's still affecting their team even after they did score.
All right. Thanks, Alexis. And you know what? It's interesting. They still have Ian Caddo.
They do. They do.
And he showed he was a big stopper right there.
The problem is he can't play every position.
Here comes the blitz. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Great job by the D-line getting hands up, even if they didn't get the pressure they wanted. The presence of mind to disrupt that passing game.
Luke Masters knocking that ball away, but that is the end of the first quarter, and Santa Clarita Christian, through the strength of their arm and passing of Tristan Miller, with the lead, 14-6.
Data Destruction Company by Steve Sturgeon.
As we get ready to start the second quarter here of the Faith Bowl between the Trinity Knights and Santa Clarita Christian Cardinals, they're looking at Ian Caddo, their young man who has really been the difference here for the Knights defensively.
Absolutely has been a force out there on offense and defense. Has a few first downs for Trinity on offense and the interception return for a touchdown.
And of course, basketball, we talked about the double overtime thriller last year, 2 years ago. Trinity winning the CIF championship off of 37 points put in by that young man, Ian Caddo, when he was just a sophomore. Second down and 10 as we start the second quarter. Blitz coming. Miller throwing to the near side, looking for Brenner. Perfect pass. Brenner's out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
Beautiful touch on that ball. Just dropped it right over his outside shoulder. Nice catch by Brenner. Really, the defender couldn't do anything to defend him. It was out of his reach. Just couldn't do anything.
21 yards on the reception. First and 10 from the Knights' 42-yard line. Once again, the Knights showing blitz. The throw's going to go to the far side. Once again, it's Brenner, stutter step. And Caddo's going to run him out of bounds at the 34-yard line, 35-yard line, a pickup of 7 on the play.
Miller's pass is caught by Brenner.
Third catch for Brenner, 60 yards plus the touchdown in the first quarter.
It's a nice job, and I feel like SCCS may be increasing the tempo a little bit of their passing plays.
Second and 3 at the
Miller now with 110 yards passing.
A little over a quarter.
Second down, call it 3 from the Trinity 35. Miller looking deep to the near side. Brenner again, and there's going to be a flag that's going to be thrown as Matt Stratton was all over Brenner. Again, a great pass thrown in, but it's going to be pass interference against Stratton.
Exact same route that he threw to Brenner 2 plays before. And just nothing that Stratton could do to defend it other than, a little tug of the jersey behind. And he got caught.
And in high school football, that's a 15-yard penalty. So in college and in the pros, in case people don't know, it's not a spot foul there. And you can see all over the back.
Just draped all over it.
So they'll mark off 15 yards down to the 20-yard line. It'll be first down for the Cardinals.
First and 10 at the Knights 20.
Fred Lewis is the defensive coordinator for the Trinity Knights in his first year. And this is a team that only gives up 18 points per game on offense. They score 47.
High scoring, very high scoring.
From the 20, 1st and 10. Miller to Brenner. Brenner gets a block, cuts back inside. He'll stretch to the 15. Tackle on the play made by Caden Culp.
It's a nicely designed little slip screen. I feel like Brennan maybe could have taken that, followed his outside blockers a little bit more rather than putting it back inside. But still a positive game.
Ethan Schlesinger was the one that was out there blocking on the outside. Pick up 5, 2nd and 5. Got Moss across the middle, wide open. Closing tackle by Culp, and they're going to say incomplete pass. Moss had it in his hands. In fact, he's coming up kind of grabbing at his right hand a little bit, is Jacob Moss.
Third down for the Cardinals, 3rd and 5. At the
nice job by Culp to disrupt that. That could have been a sure first down.
Moss just kind of went to the soft spot of the zone and waited there and got the ball, but Culp, good closing speed for the All-State junior. 3rd down and 5. Miller throwing to space, but no one was there. Brenner may have been the intended receiver on the play. Also going out there was Michael Uribe, but maybe a miscommunication.
I think Brenner drifted a little bit in his route, didn't quite cut it as sharply as Miller thought he was going to.
4th down and 5. Ball is on the Trinity 15-yard line, and the Cardinals are going to go for it. And they're going to do so with 5 receivers, an empty backfield for Miller. Here comes the blitz. Adams all over Miller, disrupts it. Incomplete pass. 5-2 takes down 6-2, and it's a turnover on downs. Trinity gets the ball.
When I grow up, I want to be like him. He's just all over the place. He's all over the place on offense. He's all over the place on defense, and he has no fear. I mean, he got through an offensive line that is about a foot taller than him and outweighs him by a good 70 pounds per player.
Right.
And still made the sack, or pressure. Should have been a sack.
You know, you talk about depth, and they don't have any, do the Trinity Knights, but here's Adams, who's a starter going both sides of the ball, and he's an impact player. Culp is going to get hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he is going to be dropped. Brandon Phillips with another tackle for loss. Back to the 12-yard line. It'll set up 2nd down and 13.
Cat out getting in a little scrap there with number 28, the corner. And not sure who they're going to call the penalty on.
2nd and 13 for the Knights at the 12.
Well, we'll see if this was during the play or perhaps it went on, they caught it after the play. John Moore, our referee. Dead ball. Personal foul against the Knights. So it's going to add insult to injury as a loss of 3 on the play, and they're going to mark it half the distance to the goal, back to the 6-yard line.
Really puts Trinity in a tough spot. But you know, I like the fire. I like that this game, within a quarter and change, has already gotten some intensity. I think both sides really want the victory.
This defense, running defense for the Cardinals has been impressive. Caden Culp averages 109 yards a game coming into these first 4 games. Tonight, Caden Culp with 20 yards on 7 carries. He's going to try it again as he comes to the near side, cuts it back inside, dives forward, the ball loose, but they're going to say he was down before it came out. They're going to give him the 14-yard line, so a pickup of 8 on the play. Set up 3rd and long.
Nice job by Culp to initially follow his blockers and then cut that back to get some extra yards. Ooh, and upon further review, that may have been a fumble. Looked like he got knocked out right before he hit the ground.
Looks like Pope was able to come back on top of it. 9.5 to play. It did come out. You're right.
It did. Nice job by our replay crew.
And whistles stopping action. And we're going to have a timeout, Trinity.
Timeout's called by the Knights.
I believe that is their second timeout here in this first half that they have used. It stops the clock with 9:18 to play in the first half. One of the most widely viewed websites in Santa Clarita for news, sports, business, weather, and entertainment is scvnews.com. Sign up for the scvnews.com daily digest to get your news delivered to you every morning directly to your email. Caesar, I get this, and I seriously, and okay, yes, I used to work full-time for SCV TV, but I still get this, and every morning I still start my day looking at that email because, yeah, Brandon Morris, our director, says, I do too. I mean, every morning we start our day with that. It's free. That's my favorite four-letter F word. So, yes, it's free, and most important, provides you with all the news you need about Santa Clarita right to your inbox. Join thousands of your neighbors, myself and Brandon Morris included, who already get their daily online news with scvnews.com. That is, I'm serious, that has really become a go-to thing, and I've told people about it. I will tell people, hey, this happened, that happened. Well, how did you hear about that? I woke up to it.
I'll tell you, my wife is very entertained by the Facebook
Third down for the Knights, third and 11
Oh,
at the
yeah.
14.
Third down and 11. Lee getting chased. Lee's just going to get rid of it. And is that an interception? No! Out of bounds. Blake Orth looking for his 4th interception. And they're going to say he was out of bounds.
And Trinity should be very grateful right
His
now.
pass was intercepted, but it was out of
I
bounds.
understand Lee wants to make something happen. You really do. You're feeling the pressure of this big game. That was by far the worst decision he could have made to just chuck that up. He was already out of the box. He could have really thrown it into the feet of a receiver who was near him, thrown it out of bounds. It would have been safe, but throwing it just a jump ball, not a good idea, especially against the SCCS defense.
And now Ian Caddo is in to punt the ball away. Tyler Lee, normally the punter, maybe he was shaken up a little bit on that play. High snap, but Caddo's going to bring it down. Luke Arona to receive it. A nice high kick, end over end. Arona's going to field it at his 43-yard line. He's got white shirts all around him and the sideline as Arona is going to step out of bounds at the 33-yard line. So a 10-yard return for Luke Arona. And the Cardinals, once again in this first half, have a short field with which to work.
First and 10 for the Cardinals.
A bad
At the
storyline for
33.
Trinity. Although that was the best punt of the night, still don't want to give SCCS any more momentum than they already have.
Tristan Miller in the shotgun. Blitz coming. Miller's going to throw deep, and that's a mistake as Ian Caddo has his 2nd interception of the game. He is racing down the sideline, has one man to beat, and he's going to beat him. Ian Caddo is going to take it the length of the field. I'm not sure how far he went, but there is a flag back in the middle of the field, and this one may be coming back.
Apparently Caddo thinks he can play every position because he raced, I think that was a 95-yard return.
I think you're right. I think it was in that neighborhood. Now we'll see what John Moore, our referee, has to say about this. Personal foul against Trinity. The touchdown will be good. So in the second time in this first half, Ian Caddo has returned an interception for a touchdown. This one from approximately 95 yards, and he's just showing the speed with this.
Showing the speed, and here showing the strength. I think he gives 55 a little bit of a stiff arm to get him off. Just right there.
Yeah.
There it is. And he's gone. This is absolutely not what SCCS, where they wanted to be, you know, in the middle of the second quarter of the game, about to be tied with Trinity.
Now going for two. Lee is just going to throw it up, trying to get it to Cato. He's going to say he's got the football. The guys in stripes, no one is saying anything.
I think a side judge raised his arms, but they're going to call it incomplete.
So the two-point conversion is no good. So on the strength of being, you know, here's the thing now, Caesar. Santa Clarita Christian is going to absolutely have to identify where is number 13 on the field and don't go that way.
I'm surprised they didn't do that all week as part of their game plan to keep the ball away from Ian Cato. And now they have to. They don't have a choice. They need to throw away from his side of the field. And he's such a big, strong kid. He's just very impressive as an athlete. I respected him for what he did on the basketball court and for everything that he had done for Trinity in terms of bringing them from 8-man to 11-man. And now he's just, it almost feels like a man amongst boys. What can he not do at this point?
Right.
He's punting.
Right.
Is he going to kick field goals and kickoffs?
And he'll drive the bus back
there you go.
to Trinity.
He's
after
big enough. He could probably pass for 16 right now.
Well,
he might already
be a senior. I think he is. He's probably 17. Well, on the strength of Cato, the Knights are right back in this game. Santa Clarita Christian has been moving the football at will, but the second interception return for a touchdown.
Leader kickoff for the Knights.
And both conversions missed. Lee with the kick, and he's going to get his foot into this, and Moss is going to go back or check that. Well, that's Jacob Moss. Moss weaving his way through, still on his feet, across the 50. Makes a move, and now it's a foot race. Caden Culp in pursuit, trying to get away from him, and Culp is going to track him down at the 9-yard line.
Credit to Culp for not giving up on that play. He could have just as easily pulled up, but he did not. Chase him down. He's going to make him work for that touchdown.
An 88-yard kickoff return and setting up the Cardinals beautifully.
Amazing return. Great job setting up the lane. Good job cutting back against the grain and finding that open space. But the only thing he's going to remember is that he got chicken hawk. That's the only thing he's going to remember.
You see Kolinsky trying to get in the way, but what a play by both Jacob Moss and Caden Culp.
Absolutely.
8:14 to play in the half, and the Cardinals have a short field once again to work with, this time from the 4-yard line. Moss is going to work his way back into the offensive lineup, and now
he has to be gassed.
Yeah, and Trinity's going to call a timeout. And it stops it with 8:14 to play in the first half. I think maybe this is as much because of Trinity being gassed as anything else.
It's a distinct possibility.
Yeah. Well, every Wednesday morning at 8 a.m., join Tammy Edwards and Mike Dorkman for SCV Today, the only TV morning show all about the Santa Clarita Valley. Join Tammy and Mike as they bring you important topics from around the Santa Clarita Valley. Esteemed guests ranging from political figures to movie stars to people making an impact in Santa Clarita. It's a morning show all about Santa Clarita. SCV Today, every Wednesday morning at 8 a.m., right here on SCV TV, local television for Santa Clarita. Well, what's impressed you most in this first half, Mr. Arabella?
There are athletes all over this field. And when you look at the quality of football that SCV produces, you would think, well, SCCS and Trinity get the leftovers, but they do not.
Right.
There are some quality athletes playing good football. They look very disciplined. They know what they're doing. I haven't seen blown responsibilities. I haven't seen undisciplined play. These are two very solid teams.
And they've got some great coaches too. Chaz Anderson, former Division I quarterback at the University of Cincinnati, played for Brian Kelly, who is now the head coach at Notre Dame. Brings a lot of what Kelly taught to this sideline at Santa Clarita Christian. And in Colin Kioshin, played for the FCS championship last year. There's a toss, and this one is going to be almost intercepted. Caden Culp could not come down with the football. He had it in his hands. He may have even been battling a little bit with Matt Stratton for the ball.
Miller again feeling the pressure. I think Trinity's just dialing up these good blitz packages that are not letting Miller get comfortable in the pocket. He rolled out a little bit. He searched for a receiver. He forced that throw into double coverage. They're really making him uncomfortable back there.
Second down and goal from the 4. Here comes the blitz. They gave us to De Revere, and he is going nowhere. That is going to be Trey Christopher, 6'3", 266-pound senior with the tackle for loss back to the 9-yard line.
Big boy right there. Again, Trinity dialing up a nice blitz. All the gaps were covered, and on that nice little delayed handoff that typically you have defensive linemen running past the play, they held steady.
Third and goal from the 9. Trip set up on the near side. Incomplete pass, and once again Trey Christopher dropping Miller, hitting him hard at the just as he released that football.
They are not allowing Miller to rack up his typical 400, 500 yards tonight. It's going to be really, really difficult for Miller to get that yardage. He's not comfortable, and they're not allowing him any kind of comfort.
Miller had 110 yards. He's now got 115, but I was going to say 110 just at the start of this second quarter. And he has been misfired in those last 3 attempts, and this one is going to be thrown down, and it's going to be intercepted. Huge mistake by Miller. Jordan Thomas is going to go untouched to the end zone. 85 yards on another interception return, the third interception return for a touchdown in this first half for Trinity, and they take the lead.
Unbelievable, and I'm at a loss for words right now from the coach's standpoint. I know that Miller wants to make something happen, but he had a bad snap, fall on the ball, just fall on the ball. We'll live to fight another day, and he just shoveled the ball forward into the air, right into the hands of the defensive lineman. There was no reason for him to try and make that play. There was just take the loss, it's okay. It's the middle of the second quarter. Instead, they're down.
And pending a 2-point conversion. Lead looking incomplete. Cato was in the neighborhood for the 2-point conversion for the third time tonight. The conversion is no good, but 85 yards unofficially on the interception return by Jordan Thomas. Thomas running like he was a sprinter in this. You pick it up after it happens, and then he just takes off.
He takes off, and he knows there's somebody behind him. He doesn't know where they are. He just knows they're there, and he doesn't want to get chicken hawk. He's running absolutely full speed. I wouldn't expect to see him in the next play or two. That's a big boy running really hard downfield. I've never seen this before. All 3 touchdowns scored were defensive touchdowns.
Correct.
Never seen it. And defensive touchdowns on interceptions. This is impressive. I have all these adjectives floating in my head right now. Impressive on Trinity's side. They didn't give up. They were down early. They're battling back. They're trying to get something rolling on offense. Haven't been able to do so, but defensively, they've been baiting Miller into making mistake after mistake, and they're making Miller pay. They're making SCCS pay.
I think someone needs to get a stopwatch and see how fast Jordan Thomas ran of 40 yards from the 40 to the 20, about in the middle of all that. It may be record-setting time for him. Here's Brenner. And Brenner's going to bounce off and skip out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
On the return for the
So Santa
Cardinals.
Clarita Christian has been in control of this game throughout, but the miscues from the that resulted in 3 interceptions returned for a touchdown have given the Knights the lead in this game.
Up to the 40-yard line.
Nice return by
28-yard
Brenner,
return
just getting bottled up a
for the
little bit,
Cardinals.
finding a little bit more space
At
than
the 40
yards. But, you know, I feel like Miller may be taking on a little bit too much, forcing the ball a little too much, trying to do too much, going for the home run instead of the single. And the singles are good, they're not outs. It's okay.
Miller's going to put it up in the air once again. He's going to hit De Revere, but only a yard on the play. Matt Stratton there for the Knights. Miller started off this game 7 of 11 for 82 yards, but since then has gone 4 of 10.
Again, testament to Trinity's defense. They're really making him uncomfortable. They're really pressuring him. He's not getting clear passing lanes.
On 2nd down and 9, here's De Revere, and De Revere is going to get shoved out of bounds. That's going to be a loss on the play. Luke Masters, defensive end, coming up big. Alexis Williams is down on the sidelines. She's got something for us. Alexis?
Thanks, Dave. Being on the SCCS sidelines, you can see their whole attitude and momentum has changed. They jumped up to that 14-0 lead, and everyone was excited. The coaches were relaxed, and now all of a sudden, Trinity has had those 3 interceptions, and the coaches are frustrated. They're trying to figure everything out. They're constantly telling their team to play smart, be smart. We're scoring for them. You got to think about the next play and what you're going to do before you make the move. That's all we got.
All right, Alexis, thank you very much. On 3rd down and 11, to throw to Jacob Moss on the near side. Goes through his hands. Incomplete. 4th down.
4th down for the Cardinals.
And a decision now for Garrick Moss.
At the 39.
First punt of the night for SCCS.
And it's going to be Moss that's going to go back to punt the ball away. He's only punted 3 times this year. Averages nearly 52 yards a punt. He has a long of 59. And who else but Cam Adams, the 5'2" superstar freshman. He stands at the 29-yard line. High snap. Moss is going to throw it. He's going to complete it to De Revere. De Revere gets a block. He needs to cross the 50. They're going to put him out of bounds at the 48-yard line. He will be short of the 1st down.
A nightmare scenario for SCCS. Nightmare. And they salvaged it. They actually managed to almost get the 1st down. I'm sure they would much rather have given up the field position at the 48, or their own 48, rather than where it would have ended up had he fallen on the bad snap.
So the Knights, this game, it's a fickle sister that is swinging, called momentum, back and forth right now. The Knights have got it. Now the Knights start this possession in Cardinals territory with the 4-point lead. 6:05 to play in the 1st half. Here's Culp, gets a stiff arm, makes a move. He's going to get chased down from behind. Brody De Revere, but a flag is down. No gain on the play.
No gain. Penalty flag on the field.
John Morris telling us holding against
Holding
the
is
Knights.
a call against the Knights.
Cardinals coaches right now have to do a good job of calming the defense down. It's okay. Put the past in the past. We're going to move forward. From this point forward, we're going to play mistakes in football. Because the minute they dwell on the past, the team feels that. They feel the tension. They feel the anxiety. Coaches cannot panic in the second quarter. There's still a lot of football left to be played.
Back to the 32-yard line.
So after the 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, moves the ball back to the 42-yard line. Nice. Repeat 1st down, make it 1st down and 20. Snap goes right past Lee. Nightmare, and Lee is going to pick it up, and he'll get dropped. Moss is in on the play for the Knights. For the Cardinals, as is Brandon Phillips, with the loss back to the 26-yard line. 16 yards on the loss.
Talking about that fickle sister. She just paid Trinity a little visit. Wow.
Well, the Knights, they get the momentum, and now they're shooting themselves in the foot.
It's just, you have to play it one play at a time. And maybe Center felt a little bit of pressure and gave it a bad snap.
Lee with pressure coming, setting up the screen. He's going to get it to Culp. Culp has blockers downfield. He's got a long way to go, though. He'll get brought down at the 39-yard line, 13 yards, but he needed about $8 million.
Yeah, that was second and forever. But I will tell you that play was really nice. And I would expect Trinity to go back to that fairly soon. There was a lot of room on the inside of the hashes for Culp to run. Now he followed his blocking really nicely, but if you look to the inside of the hash, there are no red jerseys there. So they're going to go back to that, their next offensive drive, if not later in this drive.
SCCS and Trinity students are encouraged to stop by the National
Clock is moving as we're approaching 4 minutes to play in the first half. Third down, and we're going to have flags again. This one probably going against Trinity. It's 3rd and 23, and the Knights are moving backwards. Make it 3rd and 28 on delay of game.
Against the Knights back to the 34.
Well, this is the Faith Bowl that has been, it has been dubbed. Second time these two teams met. The first time was back when they were playing 8-man when Trinity was just starting. In baseball, they've met 12 times with Santa Clarita Christian holding a 10-2 advantage, but in basketball, Trinity holds an advantage. 13 times these two teams have met in basketball. Trinity has won 7 of those 13. 3rd and 28. Lee thrown across the middle. There's Cato. He's going to have the reception. He will be 7 yards short of the first down. 21 yards on the play, but it'll set up 4th down.
That was a jump ball. He just literally threw it up and said, you need to go up and get it. And he did.
Cato's first catch of the game on offense.
Moss draped over him, Brenner right there, and still he went up and got the ball. I think that's going to be their go-to play. And I would not be surprised to see the screen come back right now. They need 7. They haven't had a whole lot of success with that mid-range passing game, but the screen looked really good.
4th and 7. Lee rolling to his left, throwing, incomplete pass. Kobe Schaefer had it just a little bit underthrown, could not come up with the ball, and so a turnover on downs.
But he was open.
He was wide open.
Wide open. Nice little rollout, just a little bit underthrown. But yeah, they'll go back to that well in a little bit, I'm sure.
At the 45-yard line.
3:06 to play in the first half. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals from their own 45-yard line. Trailing by 4 if you're joining us late. 3 interceptions returned for touchdowns. 2 of them by Ian Cato for Trinity and 1 by Jordan Thomas. And this one's batted in the air, and it's going to be another interception. This time, Trey Christopher, the 4th interception. He is dragged down from behind, but the Knights are in business at the Cardinals' 20-yard line.
Talk about athletic plays with the offensive lineman draped over him, gets a hand up, knocks the ball out of the air, completes the reception, and then returns it for an extra 15 or 20 yards. That's unbelievable. Again, these are athletes playing at a very high level. Their team may be small. They may only have 17 suited up, but they play really good football.
They play very smart football, too. That is something that Les Robinson, in his 2nd year as the head coach, transitioning this team from 8-man to 11-man, says they are so smart. They figure things out so quickly. And this is Culp on 1st down. He'll take the ball down to the 16-yard line and pick up a 4 on the play for Caden Culp. 32 yards on 9 carries for Culp in this game.
2nd and 6 for the.
I know those aren't his usual numbers, but I'm sure he'll take 4 yards to play. 4 yards to play.
Les Robinson in his 2nd year, as I mentioned, he's the offensive coordinator. Has picked up a couple of terrific coaches here. Delano Howell, formerly with the Hart Indians, played at Stanford, played in the NFL. He joined just a couple of weeks ago. And Cletus Gordon played in the NFL for the Cowboys, Chargers, and Panthers. He is on the coaching staff now for the Trinity Knights, and the Knights call a timeout. I believe that is their last. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe that that is their last timeout in this first half. But we have a kind of coaching staff like that. I mean, you can't help if you're a player but to get excited.
It adds credibility to your program. It brings in additional athletes and additional players, and really that essentially guarantees credibility to your coaches. When a coach runs through a drill, sometimes players don't quite understand why they're doing it or why it has to be a particular way. I'm pretty sure they don't have any question for their players at this point.
That's right.
Coach says jump and they say how high.
They only have NFL pedigree, and in the case of Santa Clarita Christian, their offensive coordinator Chaz Anderson, when he's designed a 10-week workout program in the off-season, and that came from the University of Cincinnati, where Brian Kelly was the head coach. There you're looking at Norb Moniz, the defensive coordinator for Santa Clarita Christian. Oh, and he also owns Royal Suite, so go buy a bed.
Norb's a great guy.
He'd rather, right now, talk about football.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But go buy a bedroom set in Royal. All right, we're coming out of the timeout. 2nd down and 11 after the loss of a yard. Two receivers on both sides of the tackles. A pistol this time. Lee's going to give the ball to Culp, and Culp is going to get hit behind the line of scrimmage, but continue to drive forward. He'll get a couple of yards as he'll get down to the 19-yard line.
I still feel like Trinity is just testing. They're testing this player, they're testing that player, they're kind of looking for a soft spot, not really deciding this is what we're going to do.
3rd and 9 from the 19, a minute and a half to go. Clock is moving. Blitz is coming. Picked up. Lee has the ball knocked away. Tyler Kalinsky knocking that ball away, intended for Ian Caddo.
Kalinsky again, just involved in all the plays on defense. Great job by knocking that ball.
Unofficially, Lee 3 of 11 for 36 yards. He was intercepted in that first quarter. 4th down.
People need to report to the Masters College booth for the halftime field goal kicking contest.
And I'm trying to see, it looks like they're going to go for it.
Ryan Grenson, Chris Catardi, Jenna Jensen, David Peavy, Tim Schroyer,
Tyler Lee is the kicker. He's the quarterback, and I think that Les Robinson saying, I trust your arm more than I trust your leg at this point. They need 9. Lee firing. Incomplete. It went off the face mask of the intended receiver. And I think that is Culp. Yes.
And I think it went through the hands of the defender first before it hit the receiver.
Yeah.
So could have deviated the pass just a little bit, enough to throw the receiver off, but he fired a bullet.
Take over 1st and 10.
And so another turnover of down. Watch this.
Just guns it. Yep, through the hands of the defender.
Luke Arona is the one who is going, oh gosh, I wish I could have that one again.
Yeah, right now all the pressure is on SCCS.
There's Chaz Anderson. He was in the foreground there, the offensive coordinator for Santa Clarita Christian Cardinals. They are back on offense, 1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line. Miller throwing, completing it to the near side. That's Kalinsky, and he'll step out of bounds at the 28-yard line. We're going to give him the 29, and it's going to be very close to a 1st down. And they're going to say it is a 1st down. So they'll stop the clock while they reset the chains. Kalinsky's 2nd catch tonight. Knights show blitz, and now they're going to bring it. 6 coming. Miller is going to throw it. He's going to complete it to the far side. It's going to be Michael Uribe with the catch. Uribe's forward progress will be given to the 40-yard line, an 11-yard gain and a first down. They stop the clock again as they move the chain.
I feel like SCCS is going to take their deep shot very soon.
Miller has some room to run. He's going to take it and step out of bounds. He'll stop the clock with 49 seconds. As Miller's out of bounds at the 46, a 6-yard scamper. First time that he's run the football.
It's the first time he's been able to escape the pocket and get out of, the grasp of the Trinity defender. But very smart play to scoot out of bounds and stop the clock.
Second down and 4. Two receivers on both sides of the tackles. Blitz coming again, pump fake. Almost intercepted. Kobe Schaefer is going to say, oh, can we have a do-over? Can I try that again? I think I'll get it the second time.
That was just a dangerous pass. You had two receivers converging in the same area, two defenders being drawn in. And again, Miller's not being particularly accurate tonight.
13 of 26, 137 yards, 1 touchdown, but he has been intercepted 4 times, 3 of which returned for touchdowns, and those are the 18 points on the board for the Knights. Back shoulder throw, incomplete. Trying to get it into Michael Uribe. 4th down.
And this could be a dangerous spot for SCCS right now.
4 yards to go.
4th down, we feel that they're going to go for it. I don't think they want to give the ball over to Trinity, but Trinity still got some momentum, and all it takes is for them to break one play.
Now the Cardinals are going to call a timeout. The clock was already stopped with 38.7 seconds to play in the first half. Be sure to join us for our game of the week next Friday as the Saugus Centurions take on the Valencia Vikings. Our same-day telecast begins at 11 o'clock and can be seen throughout the week on demand anytime on scvtv.com. Next week, Saugus versus Valencia exclusively on the only local television station for Santa Clarita, SCV TV. Foothill League play began on Friday night. Cesar Ravallo, and I know it was pretty much win as expected, I would have to say.
I believe so. I really do. We have West Ranch and Saugus really piling it on there near the end. I believe it was 35-7. What was a close game for Hart and Cannon through 3 quarters. Hart really pulled away at the end and finished off Cannon 52-28. And Golden Valley still looking for that first Foothill League win.
They had a tough go of it going against a 6-time defending Foothill League champion Vikings. 4th down and 4. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up. Miller's throw is caught. First down. Caden Brenner, that's super sophomore, down at the 44-yard line. 10-yard pickup.
And that was a nice job by Miller to lead Brenner just enough to secure the ball. Away from the defender, carrying ahead of the receiver. Nice and safe.
And that was a possession reception, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
He wanted to make certain that he had that catch. And 10 yards for the first down. A timeout called once again by Santa Clarita Christian. I believe they are out of timeouts now. Miller now 14 of 28, 147 yards. It's interesting, that's 50%. He came into this game 62% completion percentage, leading the East Valley division of the CIF Southern section with his 1,750 yards throwing the ball. So truly an off night so far, and it's been in the second quarter. The first quarter was impressive for Tristan Miller, but the second quarter, disaster.
I think Trinity really baited him into making some tough throws and made him pay.
1st and 10. Miller is going to float it once again. And he's trying to get the ball into Tyler Kolinsky.
And who was there for the pressure? Mr. Adams.
2nd and 10.
Man.
At the night, 44.
Cam Adams. 5'2", playing like he's 6'6".
He's playing big boy football right now. He's not shy. He's not gingerly trying to blitz in there. He's hitting gaps really hard and forcing the offensive line to attempt to slow him down. He's just doing a great job on defense.
2nd down and 10. He's a linebacker. He's playing as an inside linebacker, coming on the blitz once again. Miller to throw. He's going to complete his pass. This is going to be Brenner. And Brenner will be brought down at the 39-yard line by Matt Stratton. Pickup of 5.
Down to the 38. Timeout on the field is called by the Cardinals.
Well, the Cardinals call a timeout, so I think that has got to be their last timeout because it feels like there's been about 22 timeouts.
I think they all came in this quarter.
I think so.
That was a nice, again, another possession reception by Brennan, and just bringing the ball down, not looking to get upfield. Unfortunately, that was their last time out. They still have the first down to get, and they're only 20.7 seconds left in the clock. So this is a tough spot for SCCS, and again, I think the vertical game is coming, but the problem is, in order to get receivers downfield, you have to have time. And Trinity is not allowed any time. Multiple times in the drive and not allowed to set your feet. I don't think he's even getting a 5-step drop. I think it shortened it to a 3, and he's firing the ball in just really early.
3rd down and 3. Blitz coming again. Miller's going to go deep for Brenner. Incomplete pass. He had a step on Stratton, and Tyler Lee coming over from free safety. There was a little seam, but overthrown, incomplete, 4th down.
Oh, and not good news for Trinity with Culp down on the field.
4th and about 3 yards to go.
Caden Culp, All-State from a year ago, and he's got a cramp. Well,
they hurt.
They hurt, and you can't do anything until it gets worked out. Unfortunately, he's going to have halftime coming up in 15.7 seconds. He can get some electrolytes into his system and be able to get back and continue on the second half.
Unfortunately, he's going to be out for this next play, though, and that could be big for Trinity's defense.
It has been very warm. Here we are.
Absolutely.
Here we are, October 10th, and it's been triple digits again in the Santa Clarita Valley.
I keep hearing reports of this El Nino supposed to show up. I read an article earlier this week that said it was too big to fail. That was the headline. Wow. El Nino too big to fail. I have yet to see anything even close to El Nino. I want to see steady rainfall. As much as I love summer, summer was over 2 months ago.
Well, Culp walking off, but
not comfortably.
No, well, everybody who's ever played sports has had a cramp, and you really think your leg's coming off.
Well, I'll tell you, I was a horrible high school football player. I was horrible, but I did play. And the cramps during games or during practice aren't nearly as bad as the cramps you get in the middle of the night when you go to sleep. Ooh, those are brutal.
Well, let's hope that Culp can get that worked out. 4th down and 3. The throw to the near side. Kalinski's got the ball. He's out of bounds, stopping the clock with 12.1 seconds. He's out of bounds at the 30-yard line, 13 yards, and a 1st down for the Cardinals.
Great play design.
37, 7-yard gain.
He just turned around and the ball was there. And stepped out of bounds.
All right, so here we go, Coach. Do you get an opportunity to go to the sideline once to try to stop the clock, no timeouts left, or do you go for a 30-yard shot into the end zone?
You go for your shot. You take your shot now. At least I will take my shot.
The Knights are not playing back. The shot is going towards the end zone, but that's going to be intercepted. That's going to be Cato, his 3rd interception of the first half, and Cato is going to step out of bounds, stopping the clock with 0.2 of a second in this first half.
And there's a flag on the play. Cato again showing his athleticism, going up to get that interception, but I'll be honest, it was thrown right at him.
Yeah.
He had to wait for it. That was I'm sure the most tension-filled second and a half for him so far. He was just waiting for it to come to him.
Illegal blocking
He didn't have to do anything.
against the Knights.
Illegal use of the hands against the Knights. It was on the return. But
So he had an open receiver, but the receiver's deep and now into double coverage, and Cadow just plays center field and goes up and gets it. That was a jump ball. Again, Miller does have great numbers going into these 5 games, but Trinity's defensive scheme is really mixing him up. He's having a difficult time figuring out where the safety and the corner are converging and finding the open spots in the zones. He's just not seeing it very well.
5 interceptions in this quarter thrown by Tristan Miller. He had 7 interceptions in the first 5 games. That's the end of the first half. Wow, no one could have scripted this like it is gone in the first 24 minutes of this one. How are the next 24 minutes going to go? Well, we're going to have to sit and watch and see what's going to happen. 18-14, Trinity with the lead over Santa Clarita Christian in the first annual Faith Bowl.
Rating sources. The college offers a Christ-centered education.
Halftime here at Harry Welch Stadium at Canyon High School, the first annual Faith Bowl, and right now Trinity has all the faith. They're leading at 18-14. Dave Caldwell with Cesar Arevalo, and it really, you were talking about it during a break, but it's a tale of 2 quarters.
Absolutely. SCCS had a ton of momentum going into the second, and Trinity just snatched it away.
And it was the arm of Tristan Miller that started things off in the first quarter.
There you go. A nice pass to Brenner, who just really scampers in for the score. It looked really good. It was a solid play, well designed, well run, well executed. Now Trinity, again, giving up with the interception. Clarita doing a nice job on the return for that too. And again, SCCS with great momentum. 7-yard pass to Uribe, another score. They're up 14-0. They feel great. And then the interceptions come.
The second quarter.
Second quarter. Cadow comes up with the first one and scampers 45 yards for the score. They feel, well, that's okay. That was just a mistake. We'll recover. Cadow picks off another one, a 95-yard score with a great show of strength there with the stiff arm to finish off that touchdown interception. Nice return by Moss for SCCS. Puts them in great field position on the 5-yard line. They feel good. Momentum switches. They feel like they're in great position to go up in the game. And then unfortunately, another interception, another mistake. Miller trying to make something happen, and unfortunately it doesn't work out for him. Trinity linebacker there to make that interception and return that for a touchdown.
The lineman's dream.
A lineman's dream right here. Getting a big hand up. Christopher getting a big hand up and knock the ball in the air. Presence of mind to catch the ball. And then the final minute, again, making another jump ball, picking that ball off and scampering out of bounds. So again, tale of 2 quarters. SCCS, all SCCS in the first quarter, all Trinity in the second.
Alexis Williams is standing by with Trinity head coach Les Robinson. Alexis? Well, we're having some technical difficulties and we're not able to pick up the audio. We'll try to see what we can get figured out with that. Quickly do some stats in the first half, and fascinating. You look at the score, you see 18-14, Trinity with the lead. You don't know that they've been picked off 5 times, the Cardinals. You would think, oh, well, then Trinity's in control of this. The Cardinals, 181 yards of total offense in the first half. Trinity just 57.
These are all defensive scores. SCCS has done a great job of establishing their passing game. But Trinity's done a great job, phenomenal job of really pressuring Miller, confusing Miller, and baiting him into making difficult throws, and that's where the interceptions come.
Well, the second half is about to get underway here at Harry Welch Stadium. 18-14, Trinity with the lead. Second half underway. Jacob Moss is going to field the kickoff for the Cardinals at the 15-yard line. He had one for 92 yards in the first half. He's across the 40. He's still on his feet as he crosses the 50. And he brought down at the 46-yard line. Terrific return once again for Jacob Moss.
Trinity attempting to keep the ball out of their hands, kind of a pooch kick, just ground and pound, taking some time off the clock, hoping that the return team would stop this big run, but they're doing a great job.
Well, the Cardinals have been able to move the football. We talked about that in the first half. They able to amass mostly through the air, 181 yards of total offense, only 16 yards rushing, but 165 yards passing by Tristan Miller, 16 of 33 on 1st and 10. He's looking to throw. He's going to complete it to Brenner, and Brenner is going to be brought down by Caddo, but not before he's able to cross the 40 to the 39-yard line. A pickup of 7 on the first play of the second half.
SCCS may be looking to exploit that matchup a little bit more. I feel like Brenner has a little bit of a speed advantage over Caddo. Caddo's playing the safety position, so he has to come down and retrace. So it could be Brenner show for the second half.
Second down and 3 from the Trinity 39. Blitz is coming. It's been coming all night long. Nice catch, crossing pattern. Michael Uribe is going to be out of bounds inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. First down for the Cardinals.
I think coaches may be restricting Miller's ability to go downfield for a little bit, gaining a little bit more confidence on these crossing routes, really securing the ball, making sure that even if a defender is close, they're unable to make the interception.
21-yard gain, first down for the Cardinals. They are in the red zone. The Trinity 17-yard line. Miller is going to throw it low, and it's going to be incomplete. Trying to get the ball into Tyler Kolinsky. 33 passes thrown by Miller in the first half.
That's a lot. It's just a lot. And I'm sure we're going to get close to that number in the second half.
Brody DeRevere, 5 carries, 10 yards. He was thrown for losses 3 times in the first half. That one's going to be tipped away by Matt Stratton, that super freshman, playing big time for the Trinity secondary now.
Very nice job.
They set up third down and 10. Opening drive of the second half, the Cardinals have been able to move the ball pretty well against this Trinity defense. It's just that there's been 5 interceptions by the secondary.
Haven't been able to finish. I'm sure Trinity's going to dial up some pressure and look for Brenner here.
Knocked away, incomplete pass.
And again, a difficult throw to make. I'm not sure if Miller's really seeing the coverage for what it is. The linebacker sneaking underneath looked like the intended receiver, even though there was an SCCS receiver behind him. So I don't think he's seeing his passing lanes very well right now. Credit to Trinity.
Yeah. Jordan Thomas, the one who knocked that ball away, he has one of the interceptions returned for a touchdown. Here comes the blitz. The throw is completed. This is Brenner. He's been the go-to guy. Ball is going to be down at the 7-yard line, very close to the first down. Referee John Moore is down there looking at it and saying, oh, I'm sorry.
No, Miller did a great job stepping into that throw, but he saw the outside backer just charging down on him.
Brenner, as I said, his go-to guy, 8 receptions, 97 yards, and a touchdown.
We'll see a lot more of Brenner in the second half. I can virtually guarantee that.
I have a feeling. Yeah, you know, when things are not necessarily your night for that young man, Tristan Miller, normally a 62% completion percentage. He's right around 50 tonight. You go to a guy that you know is going to make the catch. Looking for the end zone. Looking for Brenner once again. Incomplete.
He's going to look for a little help from his friends, too.
2nd and goal from the 7.
Pattern developing for SCCS is that these passes are quick. They're not 3-step drops, they're not timing routes, they're quick.
Well, all first half, Trinity has been bringing the house, rushing 6 or 7. And Trinity jumping the count a little bit there. They're going to get called for offsides, so they'll go half the distance to the goal, down to the 3.5-yard line.
And SCCS doing a great job of varying that snap count. When they saw that Trinity was timing them, they just mixed it up a little bit.
At the 2-yard.
And they marked off 5 yards, actually, to the 2 instead of half the distance.
Slight mistake, but it is high school football.
John Moore, our referee, will no doubt contact me later this week to let me know why. Touchdown! Brody DeRevere in for his 7th touchdown of the year.
This is exactly what SCCS needed. Sustained drives, not very many mistakes, not giving Miller a lot of options to throw downfield, making sure that he's got a good, good read and then delivering a good, quick, short pass.
Billy Latch in to try the extra point. And he has it. It only took a minute 45, set up by a terrific Jacob Moss return on the opening kickoff of the 2nd half, and capped by this 2-yard plunge by the senior Brody DeRevere.
That was a great job of Miller selling the rollout, because a defender just kind of patted DeRevere on his way into the end zone, thinking he didn't have the ball.
Every Monday night here at 8 o'clock here on SCV TV is Inside Sports, our weekly 30-minute sports news and highlight show dedicated to covering the athletes of the Santa Clarita Valley. Whether it's high school, college, or the pros, Inside Sports will give you all the game highlights, scores, standings, and news you want, as well as future stories introducing you to the people and teams that make the highlights happen. Every Monday night at 8 o'clock and repeating throughout the week, Inside Sports, exclusively on the only local television station for Santa Clarita, SCV TV. Well, the Knights have not been able to answer very well offensively. 57 yards of total offense in the first half. This will be their first opportunity here in the second half to get their hands on the ball. And Cam Adams is going to field it at the 5-yard line. Adams gets across the 20. He'll be brought down at the 22-yard line. Ethan Schlesinger with the tackle for the Cardinals. So adjustments is a big word that the coaches like to use at halftime. What adjustments do you think the Knights need to make offensively to be able to move this ball against this defense?
Knights offensively have had a little bit of success with trap and counter plays where they have lead blockers setting up the running lanes for their running back. And they also had really good success with the screen. So I would expect a mix of those two things. I know they can't dial up the screen on every play or a counter on every play, but I think their lead blocking schemes are going to help them out.
And running the ball for the Knights is going to be Matt Stratton, that freshman. Remember, at the end of the first half, Caden Culp went down with leg cramps, and it was serious enough where he had to be helped off the field. Culp does come back into the lineup right now. Pickup of just a yard. Second down and 9 from the 24. Here's Culp. Culp will get across the 25 and maybe the 26, and that's going to be it. This defense for Santa Clarita Christian, led on that play by Daniel Stope.
They're doing a nice job of shutting down the run game. Like I said, the only success I saw in the first half was when Trinity used a lead blocker to kind of establish that running lane. They just need to go away from it in the second half.
The passing situation has not worked out very well. Bad snap. Lee's going to come up with it. He's going to turn and throw to the far side. He'll complete his pass, but it will be no gain on the play. Adams in on the reception, but no gain on the play, 4th down. And the Knights are going to punt the ball away.
Bad snap over his head, took a Trinity bounce and landed right back in his arms and hands, and so he was able to turn and fire. Well, Adams is becoming my favorite high school football player of all time. I mean, he knew he was going to take a lick, and he still came up with that catch.
And he's got 3 more seasons after this. High snap, Cato's going to punt the ball away, end over ender. And that one is going to bounce and go straight up in the air. Flag came down. Trey Christopher came in and tried to grab the ball, and it bounced off of him and went, in essence, backward.
That might be Trinity ball.
Well, if a Trinity player touches it, would it not be dead?
I think it actually has to be down.
John Moore is our referee tonight. He's the one in the white cap. And his crew. Jonathan King, the umpire. Headlinesman is Randy Bergman, Anthony Rodarte, the line judge, Alan Crone, the back judge. We're all getting together and discussing it. There's John Moore. And he's calling an illegal touch. Oh, a dead ball personal foul against Trinity. Oh, excuse me, Santa Clarita Christian. And Garrick Moss is coming out and asking for an explanation. John Moore is giving it to him. There wasn't any contact, so maybe someone said something.
It's possible.
But wouldn't that be more unsportsmanlike as opposed to personal foul?
Unless his feelings were hurt. I'm sure.
1st and 10 for the Cardinals.
Well, they're going to move the ball back 15 yards as a result of that. It'll set up 1st and 10. The ball back to the 37-yard line of the Cardinals.
This might be the worst field position for SCCS.
Miller rolling to his right. Incomplete pass. Ethan Schwessinger was there. He also had Caden Brenner there as well.
That might have been a mistake. You really don't want to have 2 receivers in the same zone.
Miller now 19 of 41. 19 of 41.
Those are not good numbers for him.
2nd down and 10, and he's going to get it to Brenner, and Brenner, depend on his forward progress, they're going to give him the 48. That should be a 1st down on an 11-yard gain.
And that was a triple pump from Miller. I don't know if he was clarifying his read, maybe hoping that Brenner would break one way versus the other, or why he didn't just fire that ball away, but eventually made a very good throw for Brenner to come down with.
Miller now 214 yards passing. Brenner 108 yards receiving on 9 catches. On 1st and 10, Miller is going to get decked. Jordan Thomas having a game. He returned a touchdown, returned an interception for a touchdown in the 1st half, and now comes up with a big sack, a loss of 6 on the play.
Well, that one felt like it came out of nowhere, although I'm sure he was working his way into the backfield, but just wallop Miller.
First sack of the game for the Knights. Takes the ball back to the Cardinals' 42-yard line. 2nd down and 16. Inside of 7 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Cardinals have come from behind. They were down at halftime. Now Miller is going to take off running. He's going to slide short of the 1st down by about 5 yards. He'll be down at the 48-yard line. Pickup of 10 on the scamper.
A 10-yard gain down to the Knight 48.
I would call that a smart quarterback play. You really don't want to put yourself in harm's way. You have a 3-point lead, plenty of game to be played. It's okay. Give yourself a manageable 3rd down.
3rd and 6. Here comes the blitz. Miller's going to complete his pass. Uribe, a great catch on the quick slant down to the 34-yard line. 1st down for the Cardinals.
And then we see it again with that short, quick pass. Having a lot of success right now. Uribe doing a great job of going down below his knees to catch that ball and come up with it.
Uribe with 6 catches tonight. He came into the game with 12 on the season. He does have a touchdown tonight too, his 3rd of the year. 75 yards receiving from Michael Uribe. From the Knights 34, 1st and 10. Whistles, and we're gonna have delay of game.
Penalty is against the Cardinals for delay of game. 5-yard penalty back to the 39-yard
That makes life frustrating if you were Chaz Anderson, the offensive coordinator, because that's the 2nd delay of game called tonight against the Cardinals.
First down for the Cardinals. 1st and 15 after.
Not sure if that was not getting the right play called in, not having the right formation. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's a play that they've run hundreds of times in practice that should have been dialed in. So I'm sure they'll hear about it at the film study.
Ethan Schwessinger checks in, making it 5 receivers, empty backfield. Miller sets, throws, going to throw across the middle, and a great catch. Jacob Moss, what a catch. A 3-yard pickup, though. Coverage by Sumner Howell.
6-yard line, a 3-yard gain.
But what a catch by Jacob Moss.
Great hands on that.
12 yards
Threw
to go.
a bullet
For the
again,
Cardinals.
a dart, a 3-yard dart. And Moss was able to come down with it. He had a defender draped all over him too.
3rd catch of the game for Moss, 21 yards. 2nd down and 12. Lofting it up is Miller. Miller is going to complete the pass. Touchdown. Michael Uribe from 36 yards out. And the Cardinals increase their lead.
Miller was decked as he got rid of that ball. Throwing off his back foot, looked kind of like another jump ball and possibly some trouble, but Uribe had to step on the defender and was able to come down with it.
2nd touchdown reception of the game for Uribe. He now has 7 catches for 111 yards. And we do have another Trinity player down and getting a cramp, I think, stretched out again. It has been warm here in Santa Clarita. Game time temperature was still in the 80s when we started this game. And it's interesting, we talked about it in the first half, Caesar, that, you know, on October 10th, I had to double check. It's like, seriously, we're pretty far into fall, and yet it is so hot, so you just don't think, guys, you got to continue to hydrate, continue to get those electrolytes in.
And earlier this week, when I'm sure both of these teams were having their fully padded practices for the week, it was cool. I think mid-70s, maybe upper 70s. They maybe were baited a little bit into, oh, I don't have to drink as much water. Problem is that pays dividends at the end of the week when you're playing in, 80+ degrees at night. You just get dehydrated, and unfortunately those cramps kind of put a damper on your game.
So it's Sumner Howell, the 5'10", 168-pound junior, suffering the cramps. The Knights have already had Caden Culp hobbled by cramps, and now the cornerback, Sumner Howell. And again, the Knights cannot afford to lose anybody to any kind of injury or infirmity, because they came here with 17 players suited up.
Right, they're very short-staffed right now.
So Billy Latch in to try the extra point. Jacob Moss with the hold. Raleigh Petit with the long snap.
Latch to attempt the point after touchdown.
Good snap. Moss's hold is down. And Latch's kick is good. 4:49 to play in the third quarter, and the Cardinals extend their lead 28-18.
Just, I'm sure he threw that as hard as he could, but just lofted, and Uribe was able to run underneath it and come down with it.
Well, every weekday night, you can get caught up on all the news affecting the Santa Clarita Valley with SCV Newsbreak, a 5-minute newscast presented by AM 1220 KHTS and SCV TV. At the top of every hour, you'll get the top stories from your valley, plus sports, weather, and entertainment, all in just 5 minutes. SCV Newsbreak, weeknights at the top of every hour on SCV TV, local television for Santa Clarita. I want to put a shout out to the Masters College. They sponsored the halftime kicking competition. We didn't get a chance to show it, but they had students from both Santa Clarita Christian and Trinity kicking for a $500 scholarship, one to each school, and if anyone could kick a 30-yard field goal, they qualified for that. And plus Masters really turning out for the did you get any hamburgers over at the tail? I didn't either.
I was hoping they would deliver at halftime.
Well, did anyone put in an order?
No, but they are hosting.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, here is Cesar Arevalo's favorite football player from the 3-yard line, Cam Adams, and he's going to get to the 15, and that is really going to be it. For the Cardinals, Tyler Kalinsky. And there you see a nice banner from the Masters College and a great representation from our only 4-year college that is in Santa Clarita, the Masters College.
13-yard return, 1st and 10 for the Knights.
I would expect to see more of the same from SCCS's defense. I think Trinity needs to make some adjustments. They tried to establish that run game. It's just not quite working for them the way they wanted to. Maybe the short passing game will be a little more successful for them.
Tyler Lee, all-league sophomore from a year ago. And we're going to have a timeout called, and it's going to be called by the Knights. That will be their first timeout taken here in the second half. You were talking about adjustments, and Santa Clarita Christian so far, they have come out ahead with those adjustments.
Offensively, by far right now, they're much more comfortable, with a 28-18 lead, and they really have. Looks like they pared down Miller's reads. He's not looking to throw the deep ball. He's looking to make these short completions, essentially using the passing game as a running game. 5 to 7 yard completions, and then his receivers are doing a good job of running after the catch. So they eliminated some of the things that may have been clouding Miller's judgment in the first half, especially in the second quarter. And it's really paid dividends for them. They put 2 more scores on the board. They look much more comfortable. They look established. Even the defense is a little more relaxed. They don't look frantic, like they have to make something happen, have to get a turnover. They just look comfortable.
Well, and Santa Clarita Christian has been able to move the ball willingly throughout. They had 181 yards of total offense in the first half, 165 of that throwing from Miller. They've been able to move the ball at will. The problem has been those 5 interceptions in the second quarter, 3 of which returned for a touchdown. And that is the difference in the game. And that is why this game is just a 10-point difference.
Absolutely. Now, if Trinity does make some adjustments and put some offensive pressure on SCCS's defense, this could be a whole different ballgame.
1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. And that is Ian Cato running the football. He's across the 21 to the, or 20 to the 21, a 5-yard gain for Cato. Cato's 3rd carry of the game, 16 yards on the ground.
I think he has the highest yards per carry average so far for the Knights.
Culp with 11 carries, 36 yards. And here's Culp. He's going to get upended as he gets to the 24-yard line. Tackle on the play by Brody De Rivera.
Culp on the carry up to the 24.
So 3 more yards for Culp.
They'll
set up 3rd down and 2 for Trinity.
Comfortable third down for them. Sure, something they're not really used to so far. And 2 backs in the backfield today.
De Rivera, great play for Santa Clarita Christian, upending Caden Culp just a yard to the 25-yard line. But De Rivera from his linebacker spot was able to shoot in and upend Caden Culp.
He hit that gap really hard. And I feel like it's 4-down territory all over the field for Trinity.
Clock is moving, 3:10 to go in the third quarter. So from their own 25-yard line, down by 10, 4th and 1 for the Knights.
I would expect a hard count and then an adjustment, but nope.
Here's a toss, Culp. He's gonna get the first down as he's gonna be brought down at the 28-yard line. A pickup of 3. He needed 1 first down for the Knights.
Knights going with that power pitch, and he got a little bit of a block in front and then cut it back to get the first down.
The Knights, a little bit more balanced than the Cardinals. 568 yards, averaging 142 yards a game on the ground, 202 through the air. Here's Caddo on 1st and 10. Gonna test the right edge, and he'll dive forward for perhaps 5 yards.
But that's okay. I know SCCS has been rather explosive with their passing plays, but Trinity needs to be okay with 3 to 5 yard gains on running plays and really shorten the field for their own, safety, their own benefit. A 3rd and 5 is perfectly acceptable when you've been stuck in 3rd and 10.
We're going to say Caddo was out of bounds only on only a 2-yard gain, and there's movement for the Cardinals. And so this is going to be offsides against Santa Clarita Christian, so they'll set up 2nd down and 3.
5-yard penalty after the 36-yard line. Second down and 3 yards to go for the Knights.
Kobe Schaefer split out to the near side. The give on 2nd and 3 is going to be to Culp, and he's going to have the first down. He's still on his feet as he dives towards the midfield stripe. We're going to say he's out of bounds at the 48-yard line. 12 yards, first down.
And there's that little adjustment going to a 2-back set, spreads out the defense just a little bit to give Culp just a little bit more room to run. So he was able to break through that initial line of scrimmage and then does a nice job getting to the edge.
The stiff arm to give him a little extra. 1st and 10 from their own 48. Here's Caddo using a stiff arm as well. He's going to cross midfield. Caddo's going to be shoved out of bounds by Tommy Shields, and they may be calling him on a late hit out of bounds.
Now carries into Cardinal territory down to the 48.
Caddo to the 48, a 4-yard gain, but let's check in with referee John Moore. Personal foul against the Cardinals.
Personal foul is the call against the Cardinals.
Those drive me nuts as a coach.
Well, the adjustment definitely for Trinity is get Caddo into the backfield and give him the football.
Well, he's Bugs Bunny. He's going to play everywhere. I expect him to throw a pass in this half.
Tyler Lee is 4 of 13 for 36 yards with an interception. And so the Trinity Knights saying, okay, let's see if we can get it done on the ground. Trail by 10, 2:16 to play in the third quarter. 1st and 10. The toss is going to go to Caddo again. Caddo's going to get wrapped up. That's going to go nowhere.
That was going to the well one time too many. Especially to the same side.
Tommy Shields and Brandon Phillips combining for the tackle. Shields a sophomore, Phillips just a junior. Loss of 3.
Now I would expect maybe the same look with a little play action and a pass over the top, baiting the linebackers to come up and, try and fly up and make a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. It's a pretty good adjustment by Trinity. Now let's see if they can finish it off.
Pistol formation with Culp in the backfield, trips to the near side. Lee looking to throw to the near side and almost intercepted. Blake Orth had that one come down at his feet. The intended receiver for Trinity was Oscar Hernandez. That's going to set up 3rd down and 13.
Not where they want to be. Again, puts them in an uncomfortable position where they feel like they're forced to pass the ball, and they haven't had a whole lot of success in the air.
Third and 13. Pistol, 3 receivers on the far side, the short side of the field. Tyler Lee looking that way, getting some pressure. Completing his pass to Caddo, but Caddo will be short of the 1st down.
These passes stopped by Cadell.
I don't think Trinity minds there. This is, again, 4-down territory all over the field. They'll take 4th and 3. I would think they would go for it even if it was 4th and 15 at this point. But still doing a good job of taking what SCCS's defense is giving them in little bites off every possession.
9-yard gain, setting up 4th down, a short 4. They need to get to the 23-yard line. The ball is just inside the 27 of the Cardinals. Here's Culp. Culp's going to get hit behind the line of scrimmage, gets away, continues to drive the legs, and that extra surge by Caden Culp, able to get himself an extra 5 yards down to the 21-yard line, 6 yards and a 1st down for the Knights.
That was impressive. Culp was hit multiple times during that play, once behind the line of scrimmage, still kept his feet moving, still kept moving forward. He had a little help from one of his friends there at the end to gain that extra yard or 2, but 1st down, Trinity.
And how about these Knights going for it on 4th down and converting on this drive, the 2nd time in this drive?
They're just gaining confidence, and unfortunately for SCCS, that just means they're going to linger in this game and cause them more problems.
Cardinals showing blitz. Tyler Lee reads it perfectly, cuts inside. He'll be down at the 14-yard line. Not known for his running is Lee, but he picks up 7 yards on that one.
A very smart quarterback move. He saw the blitz, was about to pitch, kept it, and ran in the open gap instead.
Just 23 yards rushing in the season for Tyler Lee. No, that is not for the game. That is for the season coming into this game. 2nd down and 3. He's getting blitzed. Ball's on the ground. Cardinals say they have it. And they do. First fumble of the game, the 2nd turnover committed by the Knights. And this coming at the very end of a drive that they were able to get some positive yardage, something they have not been able to do against this Cardinals defense.
Yeah, they moved the ball, I believe, 75 yards down the field. They looked good, but again, may have been that one time too many to the well, giving SCCS the same look, and they were able to blitz in those open gaps and create that fumble. So big, again, momentum shift in favor of the Cardinals right now.
Tristan Miller, 23 of 45, 267 yards, 3 touchdowns, but 5 interceptions. Coming up throwing here is getting his favorite receiver. This is Brenner, and Brenner is going to cross the 20, get to the 21-yard line. A pickup of 5 on the play for Brenner, now with 10 receptions and 113 yards.
It's not a bad night's work, and he's still got another quarter to go.
And that may very well be the end of the 3rd quarter, the last play of the 3rd quarter. And the Cardinals, as we're inside of 3 seconds to go, not looking to stop the clock, and that will be the final play of the quarter. Well, the Santa Clarita Christian Cardinals down 18-14 at the half, come back with 2 unanswered touchdowns and a big defensive stop, and they lead it by 10 as we go to the 4th quarter. fourth quarter about to get underway in the first annual Faith Bowl. And let's quickly go down to Alexis Williams, who's got an update on some of the injuries that have been happening to Trinity. Alexis.
Hi, thanks, Dave. Yeah, looking on the Trinity sideline, there's been a lot of players on the ground getting rubbed out, a lot of cramps going on, and the few plays that Kadau is actually on the sidelines, you can see him getting rubbed down. So it is starting to take effect on a lot of the team. A lot of the injuries are starting to take effect on the Trinity Knights.
All right, Alexis, thank you very much. We appreciate that. And it has been a very warm day. It's a warm night here at Harry Welch Stadium at Canyon High School.
It is.
Play action. Miller getting chased. Flag is down, and Miller was looking like he wanted to slide, but then he gets decked by Jordan Thomas. Did not slide quick enough. No flag on that play, but it's going to be holding against Santa Clarita Christian.
That looked like a broken zone read. I wasn't quite sure if it was designed a designed handoff or if it was a design zone read, but that play lingered too long in the exchange, and I'm not surprised that there was a holding call. It felt like a broken play from the beginning.
So they'll move it back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And they'll put the ball down at the 6-yard line. We'll repeat second down. It'll be second down and 20
yards to go
for the Cardinals. Miller in the shotgun. De Revere is the tailback. From the end zone, Miller's throw. He's going to complete his pass on the far sideline. And that's going to be Uribe with the catch. Uribe gets to the 14-yard line, a pickup of 8. Uribe now with 8 catches for 119 yards. So between Brenner and Uribe, the go-to guys for Miller tonight. He's forgetting about the guy who's leading the division in receiving in Moss. Just 3 catches, 21 yards. 3rd and 12. Miller getting chased. He's going to complete his pass. I think that's Brenner. Is that a 5 or a 6? That's a 5. Brenner with the catch. He's going to tiptoe down the sidelines, but he will be short of the first down. We're going to place him down at the 23. 4th down and 3 now for the Cardinals.
Does a nice job of scrambling out of the pocket. His receivers are really helping him out a lot, coming back to give him an extra look, an extra second, and then again, sure hands.
Well, if it's good for Trinity, it's good for Santa Clarita Christian. 4th down and 3, deep in their own territory, and they're going to go for it. 10-point lead, ball is at the 23. They need to get to the 26.
I think they're punting.
Oh, you're right. I do see Jacob Mossberg.
Against the Cardinals for delay of game.
And they're going to call it delay of game. Now they're definitely punting. Yeah, you're right. You know what? I saw them.
He was a little hidden.
Yeah, no, he was on the middle of the field. Wow, sorry, Jacob. Didn't see you out there. He's in to punt the ball away.
Well,
no
one has been rather invisible in the game.
Yeah, that's true. No one is back for Trinity. And now Culp is going to start to move back a little bit. And the ball is going to come off the side of his foot on the near side. A poor kick. It's going to be out of bounds at the 36-yard line. 13-yard punt.
Now the best field position for the Trinity Knights going into their end.
They've got 10:42 to play in the game. Trinity has used one of their timeouts here in the second half, so they've got 2 timeouts remaining.
It's going to be dangerous for SCCS letting Trinity linger. They're just giving them that extra little bit of confidence, like maybe we can. And those teams tend to be the most dangerous. And you know Trinity's hungry. You know they want this W. They're not going to go down without a huge fight.
Here's Culp. Culp is going to go backwards, shake off the tackle, and continue to go forward. He'll get 3 yards. There are 3 Cardinals in the backfield on the ground just going,
What? How did he get out of that? He should have been dropped for a loss.
33, a 3-yard gain.
Colt now at 64 yards on the ground in this game.
And those are tough yards that he's getting.
"17 carries, 64 yards. His biggest run of the night, 12 yards. He had an 11-yarder, but he's also been thrown for a couple of losses. As he is on this one, Colt is going to go down a loss of 2 back to the 35-yard line.
But again, to give Colt credit, that should have been a loss of 5. He shook another tackler to make that, salvage what he could out of it.
Tommy Shields with the stop. 3rd down and 9 for the Knights. And just taking it himself is Tyler Lee. First time they've done that kind of play, just 3 yards. It'll set up 4th down.
4th down territory. 4th and manageable is what they wanted, and I think this is within their comfort zone.
To get it to 4th down? Well, it's going to be 4th and 6. They need to get the ball to the 26-yard line. It's down at the 32. They have proven to be very efficient. They converted 2 4th down plays in their last drive.
So I'm sure right now they're dialing up something for Cat out. Maybe a drag across the middle of the field.
Lee's going back, looking deep, looking for Cato. Incomplete pass, turnover on downs. Wow.
SCCS doing a good job of pressuring Lee right there. He kind of threw that off his back foot, hoping for something good to happen, hoping for Cato to be able to run underneath that ball. But you know, when you know that they're going to target one player, you know, kind of defended, and he was bracketed pretty well. The ball was a little overthrown, but you know, SCCS is making some good adjustments defensively as well as offensively.
Lee is now 5 of 16, 45 yards, and he was intercepted once. Cato with 2 receptions, 30 yards, 2 for his team. He does have 3 interceptions, 2 of which he's returned for touchdowns for the Knights.
Penalty is a false start against the Cardinals.
False start against Santa Clarita Christian. He'll take the ball back 5 yards. Well, we saw the most remarkable second quarter I think I've seen defensively. The Knights just amazingly intercepting 5 passes, returning 3 of them for touchdowns. 2 different defensive linemen able to get interceptions on the in the quarter. 1st and 15. Here's Brody De Revere. And De Revere able to get to the 34-yard line.
And I tell you, if De Revere follows his blockers, I don't think anybody gets him.
Let's quickly go down to Alexis Williams. She's got an update on injuries for Trinity. Alexis?
Yes, number 15, Cameron Adams, will be out for the remainder of the game. He's being checked for a concussion.
Oh, that's tough if you're a Trinity fan. The 5'2" freshman. Here's De Revere finding some daylight, weaving his way up the middle, gets to the 44-yard line, 10 yards on the run, the best of the night for De Revere.
It's a nice little run. It looked like a delayed handoff. Defensive lineman had flown upfield. Nice running lane for him to take up.
And I should say the best of the second half. The first carry for De Revere was 13 yards back in the first quarter. 1st and 10, the Cardinals from their own 44. They trailed 18-14 at the half. A 3-man rush this time. Miller with time. The throw is going to be completed as he gets it out to the far side. Ethan Schlesinger. He's going to get 5 yards to the 49.
You mentioned the 3-man rush. That is a defensive adjustment because my favorite high school football player, Mr. Adams, is out of the game. Nice reception. They're coming back for the ball. But they now have one of their defensive ends dropping back as a middle linebacker.
Here's De Revere. Gets across midfield, close to the first down, as he's going to be brought down at the 46-yard line. A 5-yard gain for Brody DeRivere, the senior.
Down to the 46-yard line.
5'10", 185-pound returning all-leaguers. We see beautiful Canyon country here from Harry Welch Stadium.
And a first down.
And it is going to be a first down for the Cardinals.
Cardinals doing a good job of chewing clock here, too.
And Miller has returned to his sharp form like he had in the first quarter. He's completed his last 6 passes, including the 36-yard touchdown to Uribe. Back to pass again is Miller, coming to the near side. It's Uribe again, the tightrope, and he can't stay in. They're going to say he's out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
I'll take the reception. That was a beautiful catch and a beautiful throw by Miller. Just on point, just out of the reach of the defender. Nice touch on the ball.
9 catches for Michael Uribe, 154 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Coming in, he just had 12 on the season.
Just beautiful touch on the ball. He just tiptoed over.
1st and 10 from the Knights 11. That's Moss in motion. The throw's going to come to Moss. He's got blockers. And he's going to go right through Caden Culp, or check that. That is not Culp on the tackle. That is Kobe Schaefer. An 8-yard pickup.
8-yard gain down to the 3-yard line.
And now SCCS looks like SCCS. Very comfortable in their passing game.
2nd down and 2 from the 3. Movement. This one's going to go against the Cardinals.
Penalty flag on the field. Touchdown call against the Cardinals. Puts the ball back to the 8-yard line.
Miller is once again over 300 yards throwing the ball. He is now 28 of 50, 332 yards. 3 touchdowns, but 5 interceptions. The give is to DeRivere. He has been so effective, but a nice open field tackle by Ian Caddo to limit it to just a 2-yard gain.
Go figure, Caddo on the tackle. And a critical tackle at that.
DeRivere, who's had a bad ankle coming into this game. 10 carries, 32 yards, and a touchdown. There you get a good look at Ian Caddo. I'm sure Jeremy Haggerty, the basketball coach for Trinity, is saying, okay, just be gentle with him, okay? I need him. 3rd down, here's Jacob Moss. And Ian Caddo again is going to come up big.
And that's huge. 3rd down. They could have gotten the first down inside the 2-yard line, but he just wouldn't let him get it. So now it's 4th down.
4th down from the 3-yard line. They can get a first down if they get to the 1. Pistol formation. Movement. Both sides were moving. Now let's see what the guys in the stripes are going to call. Offsides against the Knights.
Cardinals doing a nice job of hard counting the Knights right there.
Now that should move at half the distance to the goal line, but I think they will still be about a half a yard short of the first down.
Very interesting down right now.
And now they're going to stop the action. I think the Cardinals, yes, the Cardinals are going to call a timeout. That's not a bad idea. 4:16 to play in the game. You're up by 10. 4th down, you need a half a yard for a first down, and 1.5 yards to get in the end zone again. So why not If you're Chaz Anderson, the offensive coordinator, call a timeout. Let's talk about this. Let's think about it.
Let's make sure that we have the right formation, the right play. Everybody knows what their responsibilities are. There are no mistakes. We just need to execute this play. This one play will set up the rest of the game.
You used the word the coaches focus on probably more than anything else. Execute.
Execute.
You have a group of 11 on a side, and all 11 need to do their job. They have a job to do. If they execute the job, the play is successful.
Absolutely. And it has to be all 11. Now, sometimes you get away with 10 out of 11, but really, in this situation, on the 1.5, 4th down, all 11 need to execute.
All right. The lead fullback here is Brandon Phillips, 6'2", 210. Brody DeRevere is the deep tailback. DeRevere is going to get the ball. He's going to go in for the touchdown.
Untouched.
Untouched. Second touchdown of the game for DeRevere.
Not bad for a guy with a bum ankle.
You've got that right. Unofficially, we've got DeRevere down for 40 yards on 11 carries, and another, is that Cato? I think
Cato.
it is.
Oh, and he's saying, or intimating that he was raked across maybe the eyes or the neck.
You see Les Robinson in the white hat right there in the center of your screen, the head coach for Trinity. Cato very frustrated as he comes off.
Well, Coach Robinson's just going out there to protect his players. I'm sure he's listening to Cato complain about what SCCS may have done during the process of that play, and he's just not happy about it.
Well, and Coach Robinson is out talking to the bench from Santa Clarita Christian and some of the Cardinals players. Les Robinson was an assistant coach here until 2013, helped in the transition of Santa Clarita Christian from 8-man to 11-man football. So he knows this coaching staff very well, knows many of the players on this team. Billy Latch comes in, tried the extra point, and it is good to make it a 17-point difference.
And well, right now, I'm sure Trinity's looking at the scoreboard, not real pleased with what's up there. I know the Trinity players are watching their coach fight for them, and that's what they rally around. You know, they know that their coach has their back, he's going to protect them as much as he possibly can. And that was a good show by Coach Robinson to really step up for his players. Hey, listen, I understand it's a football game, but let's not get out of hand. This is not okay.
Well, the Cardinals literally have more than twice as many players suited up. 35 for the Cardinals versus just 17 for the Knights.
Well,
and
now 16 because Cam Adams is out of the game.
And that's a great point. You're right. You're right. Possible concussion. Adams, normally one of the kick returners, as is Cato. And I believe that is Cato. No, it's Caden Culp that's back to receive this kickoff for Trinity, as well as the freshman Matt Stratton. Billy Latch to kick it off. And this will be Stratton from the 6. Ball's on the ground, picked up by the Cardinals.
Yeah, disaster for Trinity right there. At this point, it's a patchwork return team. Adams should be in there instead of Stratton. Stratton just couldn't hold on to the ball.
Seth Yu comes up with the fumble recovery. 5'7", 150-pound freshman for the Cardinals.
And those are the plays that keep you coming back. Your sophomore year, your junior year, and your senior year. So again, mishandled the kickoff a little bit and just unsure. I'm not sure he's had any reps at practice at that position.
And then Brody DeRevere is going to stretch. I think they're going to put him down at the 1-yard line. It was first and goal from the 6.
Very close.
Let's go back and look at that fumble again.
Just stripped right there. Just not securing the ball. But again, inexperienced at that return position, not really understanding what his role is, and probably just trying to make something happen.
Ethan Schweschinger with the strip. Now here's De Revere, cuts it inside, and he's into the end zone. His 3rd touchdown of the game.
De Revere, they're doing a nice job finding the edge and then finding the cutback. He wasn't sure if he was going to be able to outrun that outside linebacker and just cut it back inside.
Well, now the Cardinals beginning to pull away. We are inside of 3.5 minutes to play in the game. Billy Latch in to try the extra point. And he's got it. 28 unanswered points in this second half for the Santa Clarita Christian Cardinals, giving their fans a lot to cheer about here in the second half.
Absolutely, and you know, we were concerned at the beginning of the broadcast that maybe attrition would be a problem for Trinity, and it did, you know, rear its ugly head here in the middle of the fourth quarter, near the end of the fourth quarter, you know, with one key player knocked out of the game, really.
Right.
Because Cam Adams had been all over the field for them, offensively and defensively, and was one of their return guys. With him out, you put inexperience back there to return, and unfortunately that just kind of piled on for them.
And give some credit too to the coaching staff for Santa Clarita Christian. They made the adjustments that they needed to make coming out of the half. They didn't panic, really, if you think about it. They continued with their game. They really did continue with the game. And that game is a throwing game. Tristan Miller, 29 of 51 now, 332 yards on the night. And this will be Caddo from the 10. Patiently waiting for a lane to open up. Caddo still on his feet. And he's going to get driven down. Luke Arona, one of the tacklers for Santa Clarita Christian, as he's down to the 29-yard line.
Caddo right now, this is he wasn't running full speed. I don't know if that's all the speed he has left or if that's just him being a little bit more careful. You know, the game is essentially out of hand.
Right.
I'm sure his basketball coach appreciates it, dialing it back a little bit.
Yeah. Jeremy Haggerty right now is on pins and needles. Here's Culp. And Culp is going to cross the 30 and get to the 32-yard line. A pickup of 3 on the play. Well, for Santa Clarita Christian, after this game tonight, they've got a big game against the Webb Schools, a team that's in the top 10 in Division 13, and they are 3 weeks away from Saddleback Valley Christian, a team that's in the top 5 in the division. In fact, they've got 3 teams in their league that are part of that Division 13.
Their league is just brutal right now.
Here's Culp again. On 2nd down and 7, he's going to get around the edge, but he'll be driven out of bounds. Pickup of just a yard on that one. And Les Robinson, the offensive coordinator for the Trinity Knights, is saying the run game is what's working for us here late in the fourth quarter.
Although, again, I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to that two-back formation. And go back to that screen game. The screen game was very successful for them.
From their own 33, 3rd down and 6. 2.5 minutes remain in the game. The toss. This is going to be Caddo. Cuts it back against the grain. He's got the 1st down. Caddo's going to cross the 45, and he'll be out of bounds at the 47-yard line. 14 yards on the run for Ian Caddo.
Caddo doing a nice job of cutting it back against the grain, and his receivers on the far side actually did a great job of maintaining their blocks. They knew the play was designed to go to the other side. It's very easy for players to just let up. Oh, it's away from me, this player won't make the tackle, but they maintained their blocks out there and gave him an extra 5 to 10 yards on that play.
Clock is moving, though, as we are approaching 2 minutes to play in the game. 1st and 10 from their own 47. Cardinals showing blitz. They're bringing it. Cato's going to dive forward. He'll get tripped up. Going to get him down at the 49-yard line, just 2 yards on the run. But the clock is moving, and I don't think Trinity's interested in stopping it right now.
No, I think they're interested in kind of licking their wounds a little bit, although they really played their hearts out. This was a really hard-fought game. Excuse me. And they never gave up. They never put their heads down. They never gave in to any kind of pressure. In fact, they go into the half with a lead. But SCCS making the better adjustments. SCCS on offense and defense really looked like a much more polished team in the second half than Trinity did.
Well, if you are Les Robinson and the players for the Trinity Knights, you are in your first year of 11-man football. What are your positives here that you're taking away from this experience that you're going to build upon moving forward in this, what is clearly going to become a huge rivalry between these two teams?
Well, absolutely. The rivalry was there within the first couple of plays. You could see the fire on both sides of the ball. But if you're Les Robinson's coaching staff and his Knights, you're looking at what good things we did. Defensively, 5 interceptions, and they schemed very well. They played they had their defensive game plan, and they really executed it very, very well. They confused Miller in the first half, in particular in the second quarter, and were able to get those interceptions. Now, what you can also go back into and say is we didn't do enough in the second half. So while we were doing well, we didn't do, we didn't adjust enough. We didn't dial it up to finish off the game.
Well, and to reiterate your point from earlier in the second half, attrition certainly playing a factor for the Knights. The give on the delay is going to be to Cato, and he's just going to continue to move that big body forward. He's going to get 11 yards and a first down as he's down to the 40-yard line. Cato has been battered and bruised and banged up in this game, and he's slow to get up, but he is up and he's continuing on.
And he's got to be exhausted by this point. I don't know that he has taken, I think the only snap that he has not played was the kickoff with the fumble. I believe that's the only snap in the entire game that he didn't play.
Ian Cano has been nothing short of spectacular. He now has 9 carries for 46 yards to go with a couple of receptions for 30, and he's also intercepted a couple of balls, returned those for touchdowns. There's Caden Culp, and Culp is going to dive forward to the 35-yard line. A pickup of 5 for Culp, now with 71 yards on 20 carries. But the clock is moving. It is approaching 40 seconds to play in the game, and I don't think anyone is interested in stopping it.
No. And they may have to snap the ball one more time, but that's about it.
This should be the last play of the game. Tyler Lee under center. He's going to give it to Cato. Cato is going to get inside the 25, dive to the 20, 15 yards on the run. They will stop the clock to reset the chains, but I believe that will be the final play of the game.
Number 21. 15-yard gain.
And there they wind it, and that will be the ball game. The first annual Faith Bowl belongs to the Santa Clarita Christian Cardinals as they defeat the Trinity Classical Academy Knights 42-18. Your final thoughts, Cesar Arevalo?
Impressive. Trinity is impressive with 17 suited up and finishing the game with 16, battled, fought, competed against an established SCCS team. Impressive.
Again, the final. Santa Clarita Christian 42, the Trinity Classical Academy Knights 18. For Cesar Arevalo and Alexis Williams and our entire crew here on SCV TV, I'm Dave Caldwell. Thanks for being with us. We will see you again next time.